hello and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We are playing Things from the Flood tonight, continuing and concluding our Into the Dirt campaign that's been going on for, this is now, I think it's our 10th episode. So if you count like the very beginning, we've had 10 episodes. Nice good run. And last ep we had like a whole smorgasbord of answers to mysteries and things. And tonight the teens get a chance to do something with that information before the world comes to an end. So something like that. But we'll get into the specifics of the summary after these people introduce who they are. So tell us who you are, who you're playing. It's the last time we're gonna see these people ever. You know, your characters. I mean, the people we're gonna see, but the characters are gone. So yeah, who are you playing? And if there's anything you want to plug, go for it too. So Bert, you're up.
Despite how ominous that sounded, Jeff. I'm Bert. I run my Twitch channel, Steam, Steal, and Murder. Find it there. But I'm playing with Edward Ranking tonight. Resident computer genius, drug dealer, cancer victim.
Yeah. I think we sadly came up with an alternate, a parallel timeline where there is an even worse disease than cancer out there, and maybe Edward.
Super cancer.
There's the hint that Edward might have it. Who knows?
Unbeknownst to everyone, I'm giving it to all of you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
Super cancer.
Good friends share.
That's right.
That's right.
Not that. Let's keep it going. Chuck, who are you?
Hey, I'm Chuck. That is indeed who I am. I'm playing Levi, the musician of the group, front man of the now world famous band Scrag 121. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I got my big shot by hijacking a radio station. So I suppose if I die now, then that will just catapult my music into like Nirvana style, popularity, right?
That's a good idea. How old is Levi?
17.
17. That's 10 years early. Isn't 27? Yeah, 27's the year.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's just going a little bit earlier. Okay.
Maybe. I'm setting a new trend.
All right.
Worst trend ever.
Yeah, probably not a good one.
Yeah. And I run Defenders of Cobalt. We do stuff and things on the internet, so check it out.
Awesome. Links are in the chat, obviously, to both Steam, Steal, and Murder, and to Defenders. So go ahead and check their stuff out, follow, etc. Joe, you're next.
Hi, I'm Joe with the Defenders of Cobalt, and I'm playing Nicholas Forrester, the man wanted by every single law enforcement and adult in the entire area. So that's been fun, and I think tonight we're taking the fight to them, and hopefully we're gonna stir up all sorts of great things at wherever we wind up, because I think we're doing like the military base thing or whatever. But yeah, so
maybe
hopefully he'll live through that. His goal is to like make it out with his little brother, and he's not really doing the safest thing to achieve that goal right now, but we'll see where it goes.
Thinking back, it's interesting that Nicholas actually was the one who kind of got this all started in terms of drawing the ire and the attention of the minions at Fort Upchurch. So kind of curious, because it was the I don't know, second episode maybe, where we were at the summer camp, I think, and Nicholas got arrested, or sort of, and put into the back seat. He actually had cuffs on and everything. Then you guys broke him out, and it's just been a constant on the run life for Nicholas ever since. So yeah. Who would have thought? Okay, bottom row, Melissa.
I'm Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. You can catch us generally every other Monday. We're either been playing this game or Alien. On Fridays, we do Delta Green, and on Saturday afternoons, we do Worlds Without Number. In this game, I am playing Allison Forrester, who is cousin to Nicholas and twin sibling of Llewellyn. She is the party animal of the group, and it has been a little bit long since she's been able to just throw a party and drink. So I feel like there's a large quantity of alcohol in her future at some point. Hopefully, maybe, depending on how things go.
Sure.
We'll see.
Sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. This is Things from the Flood, not Tales from the Loop. So all of you can die in this game. So definitely could happen. Speaking of dying, there's Jeremy.
Yeah. So that's fair, because I'm playing Llewellyn Forrester, the less reasonable of the twins. He is the bridge jumping robot wrestling meathead of the group, and I'm probably going to do something really stupid tonight.
I'd like that she's the party animal and you're the less reasonable of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a really, boy, that bar is just set really low for that
It's
family.
the Forrester way.
Like. Yeah.
This is our family.
I think we've learned that the Forrester
I'm the
family.
one wanted by all
I know,
law
yeah.
enforcement.
We've got 3 Forresters in the group. Llewellyn and Allison are twins, and then Nicholas is their cousin. Your older brother is a criminal. You're a criminal.
Yeah.
Llewellyn and Allison, we've learned, really just your younger brother is the only one who has a chance. But honestly, it doesn't look like he really has a chance. It's just in the DNA at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I get to pull on my shame so much.
Yeah, it's true. So that's interesting. Your car, by the way, is hidden somewhere on the side of the road. But you do have a Chevy Caprice that you get to drive around in, one of those station wagons, like a National Lampoon station wagon. So that's what you guys are driving around in now. And then finally, we got Dan.
Hey everybody, Dan with Defenders. I'm playing Steven, our lone wolf who dodged out of the jumping car out of fear and hoping maybe it'll help lighten the load, and then made things awkward for a little while, but finally caught back up and see if I can find some way to ruin things again now.
And you were one of the 3 people who got to fight sort of a robot dog. So like the 3 of you hung back, fought some robots, and then you stealth through the desert. So yeah.
They
Okay.
had guns.
Yeah, they did have guns, many of them. So
Well, in Temple of Doom did.
yeah. So let's dive in then. So I'll do like a little larger than normal summary since it is the finale. So it's 1992. It is November 1992. Bill Clinton has just been elected recently, and this group of teens were thrust into mystery when a weird dust storm caused strange things to happen outside of their normal hangout on the Salt Flats. The Salt Flats was where they hung out a lot before this storm came through and just was disintegrating things and revealed like a disintegrated, reproduced person that they went to school with. And that was like the first hint that something strange was going on. Then Edward, at some point, was communicating with some of his online friends and came across a newspaper that suggested that maybe Endurance is going to just completely be destroyed, or already was destroyed, because the date looked like it wasn't matching up, but it looked like a really good approximation of a newspaper that suggested that the downtown of Endurance was just completely destroyed. You guys did some additional investigation, and you found that there were people that were in town that were supposed to be dead, and there were people who were dead that were in town. Lots of kind of things not quite adding up. Other places around the Endurance had that same kind of issue where stuff was dissolving. There was weird stuff that was being moved about in the middle of these dust storms, these giant images that were kind of moving across the horizon. There were bugs that were mechanical and that were injecting some weird kind of fluid or toxin into people and animals that were causing significant damage to their brains. There were people that were missing. There was sentient meat that there was actually kind of one of the kinder mysteries that we had, where no one really got hurt too much except the twins' neighbors. Who knows whatever happened to them. And so all of these weird things were taking place over the course of the past week and a half or so. And finally, this past episode, you kind of glimpse at what the central mystery of the game is. And the central mystery is that Endurance has been shifting dimensions that the military at Fort Upchurch, this supposedly was just a listening operations center. They're do much more, and at some point they developed the ability to view into other dimensions, and then Colonel Chatham, who is the head of the base, pushed it even further and wanted to see if we can start getting higher level of tech from these other dimensions, and in so doing, untethered endurance from its own reality. And so now, much like Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap, endurance, or the Sliders folk is actually probably more accurate. They've been shifting and shifting and shifting, not knowing when they're ever going to make it back to their own dimension, if they ever can. Which means that some of the people on the screen, some of the people in the group, aren't the same people that they grew up with. Like, they're just like a different version. And we learned that through a fortune teller in the hippie part of Crystal Canyon, who was able, for those who wanted to hear about it, to see who was originally from this dimension, that endurance is, like an OG endurance member, and who were a different endurance person, or different dimension at some point. Some of you didn't want to know. I know Llewellyn specifically said, I don't want to know. So it's kind of a curious moment. The kernel, from what you've kind of learned, is just sort of pushing and doesn't really care what happens, because there's a lot of scientists who think that this is damaging, like, not just the space-time continuum, but who knows what happens to the town in the dimension that you guys jump to. Is it destroyed? Is it displaced? Like, what actually happens? And so there's so many people who don't want this to happen, yet Chatham just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Not only that, but there are these giant robots that are out in the dust storms that are being used to help kind of make the dust storms kind of like cloak the shifting, so that people within the town can't see. Also trying to keep people in the town so they're not leaving when a shift is coming, trying to minimize the amount of collateral damage could potentially happen. You guys broke into some military areas, military controlled places, including the radio station, and also Bugs Begone, both places that were being used by the Fort Upchurch to help control various track various experiments they have going on around endurance. This brought the ire of the military on you, and they chased you to the north towards Crystal Canyon, the hippie center of endurance. You guys leapt in your car like Dukes of Hazzard over a gulch, over a broken bridge. You guys hand-to-hand fought a robot dog that was trying to chase you guys down. And as Joe said, Llewellyn did the whole Temple of Doom, reaching into the chest of that poor robot dog and ripped its heart out. And finally, you all were able to reunite. As you left Llewellyn's cruiser, what kind of car was it again, Jeremy?
It was the Roadrunner.
It was a Roadrunner. And you met back up. You spoke with this woman named Lupe, or Guadalupe Fernandez, who used to work at the military. She told you all this information, and then she lent you guys her car and told you how you can escape through back roads down to the summer camp and get the hell away from the military. And so that's where we're going to go ahead and start up with you guys. It's dark now. You're in your car. Well, the car that you now have, you have the opportunity, because I know some of you have taken some heavy conditions at this point and are very near being scarred, but you've been driving through these dirty, rocky roads for probably about 45 minutes until you finally find a slope that goes down into the summer camp, which until recently was like a meth den. And you get out, you drive down. It's been cleared out to some degree. There's still a few people lingering here and there, but no one seems to pay you any mind as you drive through it. You leave the exit and you look up in the sky for drones or anything else that might be tracking you, helicopters, who knows. And it looks as though you might have gotten away. And so at this point, it's a Sunday night. You guys tell me, do any of you have the desire to go see some anchor points, some of your anchors to try to heal up? Anybody want to do an anchor scene?
But I don't know how I would.
Okay. So let's work it
Yeah,
out.
I do.
Okay, so Edward, yours should be relatively easy because yours is online. Yeah.
Get online and talk to Doc. Basically, what I'm doing is just giving him a dump of everything we found with the preface like, look, if you don't hear from me or you find a newspaper saying that I died tragically, this is what's going on. If not, then hey, make a fiction novel out of it. It'll be cool, right?
Roll a high or low, Bert.
Hi.
All right. Okay. He's like, have you been taking all your meds, Edward? I'm starting to be a little concerned. And you're not.
Edward looks down at the dumpster where he's throwing away all the meds he doesn't like. Yeah.
Yeah, delusion is sometimes it can happen in conditions like yours. Like this is all typed out, obviously. Like this is all kind of chat. But you're not sure he buys, obviously, the whole like science fiction that you presented to him, and still he's nonetheless going to be supportive. Like, you're going to be okay. No one's going to find your body. You're going to be okay. There's new treatments coming out all the time. There's new trials that I'm looking into now. I'm going to talk to your dad about soon, and we're going to see if we can get into it. Like, just don't go talking like that about finding your body. Everything's going to be fine. He's trying to like talk you up a bit.
Yeah, of course, this is all probably just hallucinations, bad dreams, but I thought I'd put it out there,
That's very considerate. You're always very considerate, Edward. But sometimes, you need to take care of yourself too. Don't just take care of others. You gotta make sure that you're taken care of too. I mean, think about, even if you want to think about it a different way, think about what it's going to be like for your dad when you're gone. And what else does he have? So live. You're not going to live for yourself,
right? Yeah, shit. Oh, by the way, the next time that I log on, ask me what my mother's name was. If I can answer, it's not me.
Okay. ... You're really making me worried here, Edward. I think maybe you should come in tomorrow, and maybe we can run some tests. Maybe we could recalibrate some of those meds. I'll clear up a slot for you in the afternoon.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So there's a little bit of okay. So you get a little bit of solace there from that, and you can go ahead and recover your conditions.
Yeah, and I know that adults aren't supposed to help in this game at all, but the other item was that he has like everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah. I mean, they can help to some degree. It's just like they're not going to be like it's usually the teens try to pull it off. They're usually not the most helpful people in the world, that kind of thing. Okay. Who else would like to do one? And we can work out how it makes sense. Edward, I think maybe you guys just go back to the house that you've been crashing in, and you get on the internet there and do your best. Who else?
Just need a phone.
Okay. Same thing. So yours is pretty easy. You get on the phone, call your friend over at the community college, 45 minutes north or something like that. I think we get on the phone. Like, hey, Steven, how's it going? How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It feels like it's been a long time since we last talked. I don't remember when it was.
We just talked a couple days ago.
All right. Yeah, boy, it just feel like time's been going by.
Hey, it's always going to feel like that. You're close to graduating. Life's going to change, when you get out of high school. Maybe you come up here to college, hopefully. You maybe get a job, go see the world, whatever it is. The world's your oyster,
I think for sure I need to get out of this town.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. It's a tiny little town. There's not a whole lot going on there. It's pretty boring, pretty mundane. Nothing exciting. It's way better up here. You gotta come visit. I'll show you around the campus. Can get you a job.
Maybe I'll see if I can talk my friends into coming up and visit with me sometime.
Yeah, sure. Just not the one, the one you told me about, the one you don't really like very much.
That.
I'm trying to remember what name it was. Wow. you know, one of the friends that you have that you don't actually like, but you still suffer and you're around. Well, I don't know. I guess it was somebody else, maybe.
Maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
There's that one asshole from school who works at the meat place.
Right. That's what it was. That's what it is. Sorry, I thought he was part of the group. My bad. But yeah. Bring him up. That's fine. That sounds great. Tell your the one you got a friend in a band. Have the the plenty of places you can play up here. We got it's a college town. We got bars and stuff.
We even got him to play him on the radio a little bit the other day.
No kidding. Cool. That's great. We got a college radio station here. Got a whole radio programming degree. Be great. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Okay. You sure it wasn't? Never mind. That's all right. Don't worry about it. I thought it was. Okay. But anyway, look, you home alone again?
Yeah.
All right.
Business as usual.
Hey, TV these days, there's so much stuff on, lots of things, or maybe study. Do that too.
Oh, yeah. Get those finals done.
Yeah, there you go. SATs, that kind of stuff. All right. Well, hey, you hang in there, all right?
Yep.
I always enjoyed the weekends where I was home alone, can get into trouble. You're not getting in any trouble, are you?
Hopefully not.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, when you come up here, you're going to get into all kinds of trouble. It'll be great.
Hopefully I'll save it for then.
All right. Well, you hang in there.
Will do. You do the same.
Click. Phone hangs up. And you can go ahead and recover yours as well.
I keep checking every time to see if it's the same.
I know you do. Yeah. I was trying to start a little trouble check. I wanted him to name somebody. Just to be like, yeah, what, Llewellyn? Yeah, Llewellyn. That's right. That's it.
That's fair.
Constantly.
I wasn't going to do that.
Not out loud. We understand.
Yeah. Why is Dan messaging me on Discord?
Oh.
I wouldn't have guessed that one. Okay, who's next? This is basically your last chance to heal.
Okay. How far away are we from the sergeant's place?
Not that far. I mean, you're staying in a home. You guys managed to squat in a home that for the people out of town for a bit. And I think especially since you're in a station wagon and you're not in your normal car, it's probably a little easier for you to drive around town, So you can probably get over to his place.
Okay, I'll do that. And take the robot dog cart.
You take the robot dog cart with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you should.
So you get in the car, and you're driving around, passing through downtown, and you're seeing a major presence. There's Humvees everywhere, all of the major intersections there. You can see there's people hanging about. You can not just Humvees, but the sheriff's department cars are around, some of the county cars. There's definitely a heavier presence here. You're not sure exactly what's going on. Some of them are doing the thing where they're manually controlling the street lights, stuff like that. No one's checking cars or anything, but there's something going on.
All right. But I'm gonna wrap up the dog cart in something so it's not blatantly obvious and carry it in with me.
Okay. So what kind of place would you say your ROTC teacher has? Is apartment, a house? What do you think?
Probably a really something not too big but immaculately maintained, the perfect lawn, very orderly.
Okay. It's a small, maybe a 2-bedroom with a den and a very smaller house and a decent neighborhood, but it looks perfectly manicured. It's got a little bit of greenery. It's got some kind of well-maintained xeriscape desert landscaping here and there. It's got a flagpole out front, everything like that. Definitely signals there's a person of military stock in the house. And you pull up. You can see his car is here. Would you say he's married? Lives by himself?
Probably married.
Okay.
Seems like very down the line Captain McAveragson.
Okay. So do you knock on the door?
Yeah,
Okay, you knock on the door, opens up this gush. And you can see he's in civvies, right? He's got he's basically got a polo shirt on, tucked into some khakis. Door comes open, he's got a beer in one hand, light beer, Crystal Light. It's like that was the name of our beer.
Nice.
As
Yeah.
you swing the door, but it's like, oh my God, Llewellyn, where have you been? And he just, get in here. And he quickly hurries you inside and closes the door. What the hell did you guys do?
So I'm gonna share something with you, and I'm just gonna be very honest because I promised you the other day I would be totally honest.
Okay.
I don't understand a damn thing about what's going on, but I know that things are really bad, and like we kind of have to do some things that aren't okay to help things be okay.
Okay.
I
Why don't you?
think-
Okay. All right. Just deep breaths. Everything's going to be all right. You tell the truth. Everything's going to be all right.
This morning I pulled the heart out of a robot dog. Just brutally honest, and just drop it on the table in front of him.
And then like, what?
Sir,
I'm
really
going to need some
scared.
context here, Llewellyn. What is this? Why is this on my table?
Well, after we jumped the bridge in my car and the men with guns were chasing us, they sent the robot dog to find us. So I jumped it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Why don't we
Just-
reel this back? And it's like, let's just start. Men with guns. Men with guns. What men with guns?
I don't really know. Like, they look military, but not military. Like, they don't dress like you do. We're really trying to avoid them because they're pretty scary. Like, I know at some point, if I get into, what you think I'll be good at some point, I'll need to see that sort of thing. But like, I feel like I'm not quite there yet.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm a little scared of guns. Is that okay? Like, I think that's fair, right?
Sure. That's
Okay.
fair. Listen. I've heard from multiple people at the police department that you guys have gotten into some trouble. That you've been breaking into houses. You've been stealing prescription pills. That you've been dealing drugs, and that you've hurt people in the process of doing this. And they're looking to arrest you guys. Now, I'm not telling where you are, because that's something that you need to do. You need to turn yourself in. You need to get your friends to turn themselves in. And if they're not going to do it, well, then you know what, Llewellyn? You got to do it, because you have a future, man. You've got a future. I don't know what this is. This looks like something from Radio Shack. Robot dogs. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
What am I supposed to
promise-
do with that?
I don't know, but no, you're right. I have something. It's hard to explain. I have something I have to do tonight, but I promise tomorrow morning. I promise you, I'll turn myself in. I can't promise everybody else, but I promise you, I will.
Something illegal that you got to do?
We gotta find Nikki's brother.
That. Speaking of drug addicts, speaking of dealers, speaking of criminals.
No, the little brother. Like, I know most of us. I mean, I know we are what we are, but like.
All right. I'll tell you what. You could do what you got to do. Family, I get it. I still got some pull with some people at the department. You come see me when you're ready to go in, and I'm going to go in with you. And we're going to
appreciate
clear
that.
this up. Okay?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You've always been really good, and I'm very grateful.
Just promise me you're not going to hurt anybody.
That's the last thing I want to do. It's really the last thing I want to do.
Okay. He puts like a big meaty hand on your shoulders. Like, listen, you're going to get through this. All right.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. This is a bump in the road. It's a big damn bump in the road,
Yeah.
but it's a bump in the road that you're going to get past. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And tomorrow's gonna suck, and then it'll have to go up from there.
Yep. You got to hit rock bottom before you can start. lifting off, you know.
I've seen different rock bottom. I don't want to go that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Am I keeping this thing? This whatever this is?
I don't know. Like initially I thought you should have it. Maybe I shouldn't tell you more. But maybe I should. Tomorrow morning.
You can tell me everything.
Everything. And
Okay.
you'll ignore like almost all of it, but that's okay.
No. If it's the truth, I'll listen. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna understand.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'll reach out to your dad. I know you don't see eye to eye, but I'm gonna he's your dad, so I'm gonna let him know that you're okay. And
Sorry.
we're gonna talk about getting a lawyer.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause you might need one.
Okay. That's fair enough. I wouldn't expect much out of him, but I'm glad you're here.
Okay. All right. Be careful. All right. Don't hurt
All right.
anyone.
Okay.
All right. Pat you on the back again. And out you go. Okay. Anybody else? I know, Chuck, you said Levi is good to go.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So Nicholas or Allison?
Allison is scared and injured, so she will make a phone call to
Summer? Or is it Autumn? Autumn, that's right. Okay.
Autumn's the anchor.
Yeah, Summer is the sister of the... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the phone, and Steven hands you the phone at the place that you've been at. He's just got off the phone with his friend. You get on the phone, you call Autumn. She's like, Allison, what is going on? I just had to tell 2 cops that I don't know where you're at. Why are cops asking me where you're at?
It's all bullshit. Don't listen to anything they say.
Of course it's all bullshit. I know of course it's bullshit, but why is this happening? Why are they coming for you?
It's just, and she's just gonna kind of just start bawling. And there's so much stuff, and it's just so big, and I just want to like party with my friends and like spend time with them while we still can, and there's just all this really big stuff going on, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what I can do. Like what can we do? They all just lie and just do whatever they want to do, and I just don't know.
Calm down. You gotta calm down. Getting excited isn't gonna solve anything. But they said that you've been dealing. They said that you've hurt people. And it kind of goes to almost the same exact spiel that Sergeant Beckett just went through with Llewellyn. Like, you guys are the story seems like you guys are like this crew of like high school gangsters, like, or just out like controlling your drug territory, which is only...
You know better than that. You know that was BJ shit. You know that with everything that's happened with BJ and with Summer, like...
But that
we get
one
high,
kid...
but we don't do any of that.
The one kid, the weird one with the computers and things.
What about him?
I bought stuff off him before, Allison. I know he deals.
Well, yeah, but you know that Lou and I don't.
Yeah, but like that, the cops don't care about that. Like,
well, the cops don't care about any of us. They're just clearly just making stuff up. There's other stuff. There's other stuff, and this is just... It's easy to blame it on a bunch of kids, and then nobody asks questions. It's just easy.
Okay. Listen, I believe you. You don't have to convince me. I know that... I don't know. I know that you're not a bad kid. You're the only reason my sister's probably not dead right now.
How is she doing, by the way?
She's not dead right now. So there's that. She's getting better.
Good.
You need to square this. You can't spend your whole life, running away from the law. This isn't the old West. This is the new West. Like there's rules. We're civilized. You gotta, if it's all fake and if it's all bullshit, then get a lawyer and go in and clean it all up.
Yeah, I don't think that's really how this works. I think people that have power make decisions and tell the story, and that's just kind of how it works. I just wanted you to know that I'm okay.
Okay. All right.
Um,
If Summer, when she's feeling better, I'll have her call you. What is
just
this?
I'll call you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just think about what I said. You can't run
Yeah.
forever. That's no way to live.
Lawyers. Yeah.
All right. So she hangs up the phone, and you can go ahead and you can restore. Nicholas, did you want to have an anchor scene with the Hobo King?
I don't need to.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So then it's late Sunday night, midnight-ish. Once everybody has done their rounds, making their phone calls, getting online, driving off to Sergeant Beckwood. So when you get back, Llewellyn, you're able to tell everybody there's a presence. Like it's noticeable. And what do you guys do? Like what? So this is the point where like I don't know what you guys have planned, but now is a good time to figure it out. Like, what do you want to do with your newfound knowledge?
I mean, we were gonna sneak in, right?
Mm-hmm. We gotta try to get Nick's brother out.
Yeah,
I should know my other cousin's name, but I don't.
Ace.
it's Ace.
It's Brandon? Is it Brandon? I think it's Brandon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have myself muted because my neighbors don't remember that yesterday was the 4th.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Okay. So is that the plan? You guys are going to try to break into Fort Upchurch to get Nicholas's brother out, or is there something else we have in mind?
Get in, see if I don't know. Like we talked about seeing if we could stop them, but that seemed like a really big ask for a bunch of teenagers.
It is a big ask. Yeah.
I think our main real out is to get out. But
Of the town, right?
yeah.
Okay. But like with families intact and everything or something like that.
Yeah, get
If
Nick's
possible,
brother
yeah.
out.
Okay.
See if we can convince our family to go on a weekend fishing trip.
Mm-hmm. Now, Stephen, you know your parents are already actually out of town,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they're on a work conference, so they're already out of here. So if a dust storm were to transpire while they are gone and you're here, then it means that
Forgot
you
anyways.
guys, yeah. So, okay.
And
So-
we'll see what we see when we're inside.
So if the goal is that you guys are going to break into Fort Upchurch and hopefully try to get out Nicholas's brother, then we're going to dive into Extended Trouble. So I warned you guys about this. So Extended Trouble is basically a high stakes skill challenge where every one of you has to explain how you're contributing to the overarching plan. Like now we don't have to play this beat by beat, but what this means is like each one of you picks a skill and you kind of explain how you're going to be contributing to the kind of the big picture of this break into this military base plan of yours. And it's be creative with it. As long as it makes sense, you can roll it. And then all of your successes count towards like a threat level. And this is a fairly high threat level because you're trying to break into a military base. And then we see how much you guys have to go. I'm saying this at extreme difficulty, which is the number of successes I need is 4 times the number of players, which is 24
God.
successes. Now, it's okay if you don't get them all in the roll. However, mechanically speaking, you do need to get at least half on the roll. Because if you get half on the roll, then you can start taking conditions to fill the gap. Okay, does that make
At
sense?
least 12.
Right. So you guys would need at least 12. So think about this from like a big picture, almost like Ocean's 11 type of thing. Like, what is each person doing to help contribute to the breaking into the military base and whatever skill. that you
I know
guys
what I'd
wanna
like
do.
to try.
All right. let's
I'd
do
like
it.
to try and overwhelm their phone system, their phone network, by basically hacking the local tele-op and just have all the phone system, like just ring every phone just every few minutes to keep everyone, picking up phones
Okay.
in all the offices to cause a distraction.
Okay. Distraction, and it kind of bogs down their communication. So even if you were to get caught, it's harder to get like reinforcements or something. Okay. Is there a particular skill you're looking to use for that? Tinker?
Tinker, tech, program, either one is fine.
Let's see.
If they get something better, that's
Probably program. I think program makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Roll it.
Roll it. Okay. Let's see.
Roll well.
Oh, I'm using my Amiga, so can I do the item?
Yes, you can take the bonus for your item.
A success.
You're
With
welcome.
all those dice.
You
A
can
success.
push. You can push. So it's normal pushing rules apply.
How many dice was that?
Looks like 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna push. That's disgusting.
Oh,
One
geez.
success.
Okay. So then
Oh,
we sort of narrate out the scene of what this looks like. So
Yeah. So it's one success because it's harder than I thought because they have hardened phone lines. And so, so I break into the telco company, which is the easy part. But then having to actually find all the phone numbers on the base was very difficult.
yeah,
So that's why it's only one success.
this is the type of thing where if you had a team of hackers, a group like this is something like, and you're trying to do this last minute, you're trying to do this in one night, late at night, all by yourself, no one here.
I've only got 1 6-pack of Jolt Cola.
Yeah, and you're hands shaking, chain smoking, whatever it might be, just to get this all done. And it's successful, but not as quickly or as smooth as you would like.
Yeah.
And you never know if they're going to be able to backtrack some of what you did. Who knows? Okay, so that was Edward's contribution. Who else wants to try to do something? Again, anything. Think of it how you want. It's just you get to describe how it works and the big picture of it.
I was thinking as we actually do the act of sneaking in, I could move ahead and kind of help chart a safe path, kind of
Okay.
stealth in up front.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll save your roll then for towards the end, so that we can we'll try to keep it in somewhat linear order here. But so you'll be kind of leading the infiltration team.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Somebody else have an idea, especially if you have like a prep idea, something that you could do to gain information or to gain entry or anything like that.
I think I definitely want to, because you always need some rope. And especially, Ed, on multiple occasions, we've basically had to do officer and a gentleman sort of thing. So I want to actually prep ahead of time to have maybe some sort of rope rigged up to where it can, I'll probably have to do just the physical climbing on my own, but have something prepped to help, yank him up.
Okay. All right.
Something like that.
So you
and
want to
obviously help the others as well.
Okay. So we can even go even more broad. Like you're getting your equipment, like your physical equipment in order, something like that. So what are you thinking about rolling for this? Like is there a particular skill that you had in mind?
I would assume move probably is a lot of what would go into that. Maybe force in some situations, but it's the same for me either way.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, especially if you're doing things like rope testing it out, like testing, like pulling on it, using your strength to just make sure it's sturdy. Anything else that you might think about that you could? Is there anything else you'd want to try to collect too in the process that we can give you credit for?
Actually, I'll remember the 1 or 2 times that he actually convinced me to try and play D&D, and I'll grab something that's the equivalent of a piton to shove into a door to keep it held shut.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this could be maybe it's less of going and buying a piton, but just rummaging through the garage of this family that you're in, seeing if either A, they have some, and they probably don't, but maybe there's just some regular bits of metal or some like heavy duty wood that you might be able to break in half and make into makeshift pitons or something like that. All right, Forrest, I'll take it. Sure.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I will. Why not?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I didn't take off my stress. Sorry.
Okay. Let's just re-roll it then. Let's just start over fresh then.
That's my bad.
And don't forget, like Bert was doing, if you guys have items and stuff, or even shames, all of that can contribute as well. So it's just think about how you might want to use that too if it comes to play.
I don't think I'm going to be able to use my car.
I'll say for this, I mean, if you wanted to go get your car, we could, but you also have a car. So we could even say that you're using this, like actually having the station wagon might even be more beneficial because you have like a bigger place to store stuff and it's easier to, and plus people don't know it. So I'll give you the bonus for it. It's fine.
Okay, so if I do that, that's a move thing.
Okay. Go for it. So you're making physical items
so that our team can move quickly and efficiently or block other people's movement.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Come on, I'm definitely pushing that.
Oh dear.
12 dice.
12 dice.
Yeah,
So
definitely re-roll.
We've rolled 30 dice so far and there's only been 2 successes.
There we go. I'll take 3.
Okay. All right.
I'll save. I almost want to save my shame for something. I don't know.
All right. For when you're crying your eyes out to your lawyer tomorrow. All right. So so then the scene is you spend while Edward's off on the computer and everyone else is kind of making different preparations. Levi is like maybe on a different computer in the house, like the house computer, and is going through the various tour guide stuff that are available, whatever kind of public information there might be, and trying to get an idea of where stuff's laid out and everything. Okay. You're in the garage and we hear every now and then. Yeah, you're gearing up and we hear you find like a chop saw. You're like cutting table legs, turn it into like clubs or pitons ready to go. Stitching together different chunks of rope, loading everything up. Filling up some gas cans, whatever you need. So you have
gas cans that are filled up. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
So we're at 4 so far. This is definitely AT montage right now, told the Twitch. All right, so we're at 4. Minimum you guys need to get to be able to avoid wholesale failure and a very downer end to our campaign is 12. So who wants to go next?
So Allison has decent heart contact and a fake ID. So what I've been mulling about is that she has the contact that made the fake ID for her. So she's going to try to see if she can get her fake ID contact to make a fake military ID.
Okay.
To help us in case we get kind of jammed and we need to kind of show an ID or scan something somewhere.
All right. So here's what we'll say is that in addition to just like your normal successes, for every success you get is an ID that your contact's able to make for you. So if you only get 1 success, you only have 1 ID to work with. If you get 3, you get 3, etc.
All right.
That'll be a kind of a separate thing.
All right. So then
it could be like one of those military dependent IDs.
Mm-hmm.
That you can at least get on the base with.
Yeah. Like a visitor pass, something like that. Oh, we got some bits from Tool to Twitch. So can keep those for like re-rolls or something. Oh my gosh, just 1 again.
Which I'm not sure why that. Oh wait, I tested the wrong thing. Sorry.
Okay.
I did heart instead of contact.
Okay, re-roll the whole thing, and make sure that you do like Jeremy did and take off your conditions.
Yeah.
Well. Thank you for those bits, Tool to Twitch.
All
They're
right,
gonna need
4 successes.
There we go. Now we're talking. Okay.
All right, we're getting closer.
So what does this look like? Is this you have to go pick them up at some point, right? So where would your contact be? Like where in town?
Let me get back to the map real quick. And remind me where we are.
You're kind of residential near downtown suburb.
The residential suburb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it's more like downtown, apartment downtown.
Okay, I think we can do that. So yeah, there's definitely a handful of apartment complexes downtown, like 3, 4, 5 stories tall. Not very tall because it's too many dust storms. You can't have that tall buildings here. So most of this is kind of like single income, kind of loners, low income stuff. And I would also say this is probably down the street from like Shideezy Square to some degree, where we know that there's like a Blockbuster Video and there's like a Denny's and some drug issues in that area. So you take the car at some point. like maybe before Llewellyn has is fully loaded up everything. He's still in the crafting process, getting all the tools and stuff, playing with power tools that you and your dad probably don't have, and you take out the Chevy Caprice, and you manage to get there undetected. No one's really looking for a Chevy Caprice. Lupe gave this to you freely, so it's not reported stolen. But like Llewellyn, you see a lot of stuff out. Also, you put the radio on, and you hear that there's like weathercasts that are being played, like automatic weathercasts that are calling for dust storms tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah, and you guys know that usually that means shifting. But when it comes back, you hear a woman's voice that you're not familiar with, and also seems fairly uncomfortable and stiff on the mic as they're tossing it to like a new 30-minute block of kind of easy rock, and you just hear like Hall & Oates come on, and that's when you pull up into like the Rosie Oaks apartment complex. You probably have to trade something, so maybe Edward gave you some cash or something beforehand, but you're able to get 4 IDs. Like, sorry I can't get all 6, but this is short notice, the best I can do, and they're not the greatest. And you kind of look, and it's just like really close inspection, someone may be able to figure these out, but like just a quick hold up, as long as no one's looking too hard, these will pass.
Thanks, April. Appreciate it.
You got it, kid. Why do you want... Nope, never mind. I don't want to know. I never ask those questions. You don't tell me, I can't tell anyone else.
No, and don't believe what you hear about me.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that doesn't bode well, but anyway, your cash is good. And she's like counting it for a 3rd time and then closes the door on you. All right, Dan, Joe, you guys got ideas?
Oh, you're muted there, Dan.
There was like a contact that we were given inside the military base.
That's true. Michael Chandler, Alice Chandler's father. Alice Chandler was the teenager that in the very beginning, you found the body of. Yeah.
You know, I think trying to get in touch with him, see if he can get us some help through the base, hoping to see if he can help us just get out of here.
Okay. How you want to go about doing this?
I mean,
is this like a social, compassionate thing, or is this like something else?
I'm hoping to, get him to understand our position in this. You know, like we're in over our heads. There's like no way we're getting out of here unless we get out of here. You know,
Okay.
we don't
Charm.
want to end up. I was hoping to use empathize for it, but
Let me double check empathize one more time. Okay. No, I think this makes sense. So it's about like studying people or animals or something like that and figuring out what their weaknesses are. And so we could sell it as like you're using
his weakness is probably what happened with his daughter. He
Right.
probably knows a lot about that.
Yeah.
We don't want to end up that way.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I think we can justify this. Yeah, go for it. Roll empathize.
So I'm just trying to use something no one else has used yet.
Yeah, I like that too. It's a good idea.
Yay!
Look at this guy with the 3. Who is this guy?
How far away are we?
You're
That's
at
the question.
All right, so you're up
11.
to 11 right now.
Up
With
to
still
11.
Levi and Nicholas to go.
Okay, I imagine we can probably get one more success.
Don't forget that
Now
the
that
goal.
you said that,
The goal
If I can
is
get a
24.
success- Oh, I
We've
know.
got some rerolls.
Yeah, the goal is 24, and if you guys don't get to 24, you can. People are going to be taking scars and conditions to fill up the gap. So, and getting out once you get in might also be difficult. So,
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
I'll maybe save some for burning later.
Okay, so keep the 3, and we move on. Joe, do you got an idea of what Nicholas might contribute to this?
I'm having a hard time because most of the things I want to contribute, I don't have good skills for. my strongest are sneak, force, and move.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to do was see if we could find like plans of the base or something.
Okay.
If there's a record of it somewhere.
All right. I'm not sure how. I mean, like,
But
well,
I don't know. Unless it was
got an
like
idea.
in a place in town that would be off limits, I could use like my sneaker force to get in.
Yeah.
To get some information that they shouldn't have.
maybe. I mean, like we're stretching it, but maybe there's like a town records section, and they have, there's maybe there's blueprints or something like that, or maybe there's like groundbreaking like ceremony information they have from when Fort Upchurch was like first built, and you want to break into the like city hall basically.
Just add breaking and entering to the list of things that you're in trouble for.
You want to do that?
I'm better at that than just thinking about it. So.
Okay. All right, so maybe you and Allison go out together, and she picks up the IDs. You guys swing by. You guys swing by City Hall.
Our second errand on the list.
Sunday night.
And you try to break in. I'm gonna tell you this though: if you don't get any successes, Nicholas is gonna get caught and is not gonna be able to participate in the raiding of Fort Upchurch. Extra stakes on this one.
We've got rerolls.
So we've got rerolls from Tool to Twitch, and you can pick whichever one you want. Force in terms of like breaking a window open, or sneak, just getting whatever you prefer. Is fine.
I wanted to use force. That way I could use my switchblade as kind of like a pry to get a door.
I think that would work with either too. Like you can make that work with either one, but yeah. Go for it.
And I have the same on both, so I'll just do a force. Is there a way to do... Oh, it prompts.
When it prompts, pops up.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that all the Forresters are just really good at body things.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Strength.
We're
Yeah.
You guys are criminals.
We are
criminals. So good. I really like, by the way, we haven't really talked about it enough, but this foundry, this foundry setup for Tales on the Flood or Tales on the Loop and Things on the Flood is really good. Like this is one of the better systems out there. So how'd you do? 2 successes? Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to push that?
Yeah, let's do one push, see what happens.
Okay.
Or is it...
Reroll.
Oh no, that means you didn't get any extras. He got 2. He got 2 in the initial roll. It's just on the push he didn't get any additional successes. So still take your condition. You still got your 2. Okay. So you guys have officially hit the halfway point. All right. So you're not gonna wholesale fail it. All right. So then, what time are we breaking into this place?
I don't know if we have a good answer for that. Like, I would say during guard shift, but we don't know when that happens.
I mean, right now the military's kind of out in force, so and
They are.
It means that they're not there.
That's a great point.
Some of them, and
They probably don't think we're stupid enough to try to break
Probably.
Those
into
idiots
the
are going to
fort.
break into the.
yeah.
secret-
And Edward has the phone thing going on, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably going to make, like, even if they discover you, getting people back to the base to help is going to take even longer because of what Edward has put in place.
Yeah.
Okay. Middle of the night, then, we'll say.
Yeah.
1 a.m., something like that. Okay, you guys.
Are we all like dark clothes ski mask, or like how are we doing this?
Oh yeah, I found some black spray paint. So like, if there's anything that you need, like I've got us, man.
Gosh.
I feel like we went to like an Outback store. We're all in like urban camouflage,
Nice.
which is a
I like
big thing.
The tags are still sticking out here.
I took one of my extra polos and I spray painted it black, and I did the whole kid ninja mask thing.
We could have gone to like one of the little military surplus places.
Okay.
I imagine there might be one of those.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a much better idea, but I did make these cool ninja masks if you want one.
He's like
It
handing
is a
out
Sunday night.
homemade ninja masks from polo shirts to people.
Yeah, man.
It still like really smell like spray paint.
Did you guys get a little
Social
high off of it?
engineering.
conditions.
I like that the polo shirts have come back in the end to be a tangible benefit to your final scheme here. Okay.
Of course, you always got to do the callback.
Okay. I think it's now a good time for Levi to go ahead and roll. As point of ingress is probably going to be part of this and all that kind of thing. So yeah, roll your. It's sneak, right? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do sneak.
All right. And if you have any items to help you, call it out.
I don't think I do. I don't think my electric guitar is gonna help me sneak better.
I disappeared. There we go.
I got 2.
Okay. Are you satisfied with that, or do you want to push that anymore?
You know what? It's the last session. I'll push it.
Here we go. That's what I like to hear. Okay. That's 3 total then.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let me add this up really quick. It's at 10, 12. We're at 15 out of a required.
16.
I'm sorry?
We should be at 16.
I got. Oh, sorry. I forgot to count Bert's one. Yeah, 16 out of 24. Yep. Okay. So, so the rules for extended trouble outcome. So, if the number of successes is more than half the threat level, you can the teens can check additional conditions to get more 6s in order to reach a compromise. However, there's a process for this. So each check condition counts as an extra success. And the teens can make yourselves broken if you want to. The teen who rolled the least amount of 6s, which in this case is Edward with 1, you have to check all of your conditions. So Edward, you have to check all of your conditions until you're broken and you take a scar.
Oh.
So,
Sure.
So Edward takes a scar. Likely something happens during the climbing over fences or something.
Yeah, like it's totally a physical thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I just nod up to it. He ruptures something.
And then like scars. So basically, every time you become broken, you're physically or mentally scarred by the ordeal. So you get to describe it in one sentence. It can be a description of the event itself, like shot by burglar, or it could be a description of the scar, like big scar on my right thigh from a gunshot wound, or a description of how it affects you, like bad limp after I got shot, or a description of how the event has changed you, like I'm terrified of guns now, right? So like however you want to phrase it is up to you. The scar, Bert, you're going to be able to actually use this. The scar can be activated on a roll to grant you an automatic success if you can explain how the scar helps you in the situation. This basically means you accept the scar. So something you could potentially do.
Okay.
So whatever you come up with, just write in there. And if at any point you think it'd be useful on a roll for yourself, call it out, and that's an extra success.
Cool. I'm going to say he just like really wrecked one of his legs, left leg, either hopping a fence or crawling under something.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. So then that's still going to put you guys a little bit short. So, so the teen who rolled the least amount of 6s checks her conditions first. So that's how many did you check? How many did you have to check, Bert, to get you to broken?
1, 2, 3. That includes checking the broken, right?
Yeah.
So 4. I had
Okay.
to check 4.
All right. So there's
5. No, 4 because
4.
I did push my roll.
Okay.
So 4.
So that means there's still 4 successes needed. And so this could be spread among the 4 of you and however you want it. But 4 conditions need to be taken to reach your success threshold.
Take one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right. 2 more.
Same.
Okay. And then Allison, you're nodding?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Nicholas didn't take one, but the rest of you did.
I mean, yeah.
you
Is
guys
there
have hit
anyone that's at like more than 2 other than? Because I'm at 1 already.
Oh, you have a
If we
scar?
want to try and like evenly, if we want to try and evenly distribute them, is there anyone that doesn't, that like already had 2 that took 1 or something?
I think because everyone healed and reset, we're all kind of even, so you're probably fine.
Okay. So I have all the conditions and broken, right?
Oh my.
That's what we're signing up for.
Well,
Just
no,
checking.
no.
What? Allison,
Yeah,
no.
I think
No.
Oh,
we
no.
just take one.
You take one. Only
Oh,
Edward's
okay.
broken.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
All right. Scared and exhausted.
So Chuck, you want to describe how Levi, like the way Levi leads the team? Like, I don't want to call this SEAL Team 6. This is something else. This is, I don't know, dirt squad.
This is
I don't
SEAL Team 121.
know. Okay.
Or Walrus Team 111.
Yes.
It all ties back. So, yeah, we're going in through this tunnel. And I'm just gonna, do the horrible, Chris Farley trying to sneak down a hallway just from obstacle to obstacle, like rolling, tucking behind it, listening, moving from station to station, eventually getting us out into the tunnel, into whatever it opens up into underneath the base. Spending some time listening, making sure that I don't hear anyone. And then probably trying to find, I don't know, some kind of maintenance area, hoping that we can find blueprints of some kind in there to point us to where the lockup might be.
Okay.
And also information on if we wanted to look at whatever's causing the shifting.
Okay, so Lupe had your fortune teller had given you insight on how you could potentially get into the base, which was go through one of the silos, where like all of the different radio towers are. Underneath, they have like access tunnels that aren't fully built, but we'll say that's the route you guys take. You take her up on that. So you don't actually drive directly to the military base. Instead, you drive to one of the nearest radio towers. You search around for about a half an hour, but eventually you find some maintenance shafts that take you down into a still in construction tunnel. It's late. It's 2:00 in the morning. It's on a Sunday. No one's here working. It's quiet. It's dark. But you have flashlights because Llewellyn has spent a significant amount of time just scouring through these poor people's homes that you have wrecked and destroyed while they've been away. And you're able to kind of navigate. Now, on the way there, however, you notice that even though the drilling for the tunnel has been done, even though they've managed to kind of dig it out well, and they have like reinforcement beams up, it hasn't been fully finished yet. So there's still some areas where there's like rocky cave walls here and there, like weird dips and cracks that they're waiting for like proper cement reinforcement. And that's probably where Edward at some point takes a tumble. And you can see him like kind of, mess up a leg or an arm or whatever you decided on Edward. And he falls down to the point where like he's really, really hurt. And maybe you guys think about just leaving him there, taking him back, but you guys go forward. But someone has to carry him. Who carries Edward the rest of the way? Okay.
That'd definitely be Llewellyn.
So Llewellyn scoops him up, officer in a gentleman style, as is our way.
Good thing I only weigh 98 pounds soaking wet.
Jeez. And you guys journey the rest of the way in. Levi's taking the lead. He's doing his Chris Farley hop from one like wrapped up pallet jack of tiles to another wrapped up pallet jack of tiles until you find a maintenance shaft that goes into some utility quarter of the military base of Fort Upchurch. As you get up here, you realize that despite the time, there are people that are moving about. There is still some activity here, but it seems fairly light to the point where Levi is able, with his role, to carefully like time everything, even with Edward having to be carried by Llewellyn. And thanks to Stephen's phone call with Michael Chandler, which we'll now flash back to because we never really did that. So you get on the phone. So we flash back for a moment as you guys are like looking and going, opening up doors. Kind of, it looks like you guys know where you're going to a point, which is sort of strange, right? Like you know exactly where you're going. It's because on the phone, Stephen, what did you say to Michael Chandler to convince him to help you?
You have to refresh me real quick on the fortune teller's name again.
Yeah.
Guadalupe Fernandez.
Guadalupe. So we ran into Guadalupe, and she told us that that we could trust you.
You know Lupe?
Yeah, she told us, some of us aren't all from here. About what else going on.
She did what?
We're in deep.
She shouldn't be telling people that kind of stuff. That's gonna.
We just want out.
Okay.
We know one of our friends' kids, brothers is here. We're trying to get him out. We want to get out.
We got a lot of people here.
Well, we'll take everybody that we can. We wasn't that long ago that we found your daughter out in the desert. And
You knew my Alice?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know her the best out of us, but the way we found her wasn't normal. She was pretty much just a big old pile of sand.
Yeah.
That's kind of what got us all started off into this mess, and we're just trying to get out now.
Phone goes quiet, and he's just like, you can tell he's kind of broken up. He's just like, yeah, that wasn't my Alice, but it's still terrible what happened to her, She didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I guess that could have been anybody else's Alice.
Could have been anybody. What Chatham's doing here is just... He's gone too far. He's just gone too far this time.
Well, we have too, I think. So we're just trying to get a couple people and get our families and get out. Sounds like this place is going to be moving on tomorrow, so maybe if we're not here, things will be better.
Yeah, there's a shift tomorrow. Early afternoon. Listen, there's only so much I can do to help you. I can get you to where everybody is, and where they're being held. But getting them out, that's kind of on you at that point. It's and to think you do know if they catch you. I don't know you, kid.
I know. I mean, we don't know you either.
All right. So here's where you need to go. And then we cut back. And that's where we see Levi navigating between a couple different buildings and gives a subtle little knock on a door. The door opens up and we see Michael Chandler standing there, backlit by a reading lamp on a desk in his bunk. And he looks like the Hobo King at this point. He's a civilian engineer. He's got a long beard. It's certainly probably something he gets grief for on the base. And he looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. You can smell coffee on his breath and cigarettes. And he's like, come on, quick. And he pulls you guys inside. It's at this point he'll unfurl a map, and he'll take Steven and Levi over and whoever else wants to look at the map, and he'll kind of walk you through how to get to where you need to go. However, Edward's broken. Who would like to try to heal him so he actually can do stuff? As a broken character, he can't do anything.
I'm trying to remember what skill you use for heal.
This is my leg. Just cut it off at the knee.
It would be a lead. The other thing I would say is, so you can spend time privately with another teen. Giving them advice and comfort allows you to test lead and heal one of their conditions. Extra successes can heal additional conditions or one of your own. If you fail the test, however, you suffer the same condition that you are trying to heal from the other team, not counting broken. The other thing you could potentially try to do is this will increase, I'll say this is going to increase your difficulty later on when you're trying to extract yourselves from this. But can you try to find a med bay or something like that? You can try to find some medical supplies. You can do either a investigate to go out and brave some other building, or contact if you want to see if you can make the case that you know somebody who works here.
I don't think that's necessary. I mean, injured is just one of the conditions. All of them are filled. So relieving any of the others, upset, scared, or exhausted would work. Right?
No, yeah, anything's fine. Like
Yeah.
anything you want to do. It's just I was just giving you options because you in those cases you could potentially roll contact if like no one has good lead. Someone could roll contact instead. It just means it's dangerous. That's all.
Allison can try. I think I would also like to pull on my shame
Okay.
as well
Okay.
with this.
I think you have to fail first,
Yeah.
don't you?
You don't have to
Okay.
do it until the time
Okay.
comes. Yeah. So you're trying. So you're
I
taking
just
Edward
forget that
aside,
piece.
while Levi and Stephen and Nicholas and Llewellyn are getting like briefed on like the layout of the military complex.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it then when you're ready, Allison.
Right.
You guys just snuck into a military base.
We
Yeah.
did.
Kind of a bunch
Super
of
cool.
badasses. Till we
One success.
they're pointing guns at us.
Okay. Are you good with one success?
But I can only pull on my shame if I fail, right? So I can't like pull on that. To
I
get an
actually
extra
don't
success.
remember if you can get it with an extra. I'm fine though. If you want to use it to get an extra success,
Give me 1 second. I gotta hit the restroom real quick.
no worries. Yeah, if you want to burn your shame on this to give him an extra heal, that's fine.
Okay. So I am kind of patching up his leg, essentially. And so the shame that I'm pulling on is that Llewellyn actually has a scar on his back. And it was from when shortly after our mom passed, I being kind of at that age range when like I was bigger than him. And I used to just kind of beat the crap out of him. And one time I like broke like a lamp or something over his back. And so he's got like a huge scar. And that was kind of the tipping point for me and kind of my temper and whatnot. And like kind of patching that up or whatever. So.
Okay, I think that's a perfect use of it. Yeah, sounds great. So yeah, Bert, you can go ahead and clean up two conditions, whichever ones you want.
Okay. So broken and scarred stays marked though, right?
No, broken would actually be one of them for sure, because
Okay.
and then one of the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So injured and broken. So like the leg just got bandaged up
She
real
wrapped it
good.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just gonna leave a nasty scar
Chicks take scars.
that will be left with me for the rest of my life. 1 to 2 years.
I don't know.
Or less.
Or
That's kind of an ambitious
Yeah.
number at this point.
Yeah.
Melissa, did you just quote the Replacements? Pain,
Yes.
pain heals, chick stick scars, glory lasts forever. God, I love that Keanu Reeves speech.
Wonderful.
Okay, so you guys are looking for where Nicholas's brother might be held captive. Okay, and so while you're doing that, like he's kind of pointing to certain places. Okay, don't go in there. That's Barrack's place. You're gonna see a lot of people are gonna be there, probably playing cards all time of the night. There's just gonna be someone awake in there playing cards, video games, whatever they got going on. They got one of the Nintendos in there. They're playing. It's the new thing. You definitely don't want to go over here either, because that's mess, and there's going to be people over there already getting stuff ready for the morning, and so someone could potentially see it. So just kind of pointing to all these different places. Now the strange thing is up until earlier tonight, we only had a handful of people, but they brought in like 6-7 more people tonight. Most of the time they were just bringing in the people who got stung by one of the bugs. The inflammation was hard to explain why someone was growing a second head out of their first head. Kind of a hard thing. And the ones we could catch before they got to the hospital, they got shipped over here, and then we were able to lock down the wing and kind of just focus it on that, and we were able to slowly move some patients over. So I hate to tell you this, Nicholas, there's a good chance your brother might be sick. He might have it's a decent chance. So
As to why he was like captured in the first place, you think he's sick, or
could be.
he probably got sick just from being here?
Oh, not from being here. There's nothing here that's gonna get you necessarily. I mean, we have our accidents more than most places, because yeah, we deal with some strange shit. I mean, you wouldn't believe what some of these other dimensions have been cooking up. I mean, they got technology that just would blow your mind, man. Absolutely blow you. I don't know what happened in the history here and there, but some of them are exploring the stars already. Like, really exploring them, you know? Like, solar system and such. Like Mars, not just the moon and everything. Like, it's crazy. That's why Chatham wanted it all. He wanted everything. Anything he can get his hands on. I don't know if he wanted it because he just wanted to further his career, get his extra stars, or if he was on order or what, but pushing and pushing and pushing. The people who gave him the orders to begin with aren't even the same people in DC anymore. I don't even know. He's lost his mind. It's all just for him now, and most of us haven't seen our families in years, or at least not our real ones. I don't know. I don't even know if my real daughter's alive anymore, but whatever. But anyway, they brought in some other people tonight, so if they're anywhere, they're going to be in Lab A2. He kind of points it on the map, kind of circles it with his middle finger, got a cigarette between the middle finger and this index finger, so there's like smoke swirling around as he does so. This time of night, there's going to be guards. There's always guards. Gonna have to find a way to get him out of there. Now, the key cards, and he's kind of pulls this off. Swipe this. He kind of hands over his own key card. I don't know what those ones, he points to the ones that Allison has. Wear them. That'll help. That'll distract them, at least. It'll get them thinking. You might even be able to talk your way in with those. But if you can't talk your way in, you gotta do something else. This card will get you in. And he kind of hands it over. But try not to hurt anybody. I mean, everyone's just doing their job here. Not everyone is crazy.
I mean, how many people are kind of thinking how you are? Like, is anyone really on board with all this stuff?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, some, but not really, not that many. But enough. He's got a whole slew of some of his the black Humvee fellas, all of them. They're in his pocket. But there's a bunch of just regular folk around here. Some of them just got transferred here. They don't even know what the hell's going on. They're just they pulled into Endurance just like a week ago or something like that, and they have no idea what's coming. So, you see anybody dressed in all black, go the other way. Fatigues, normal stuff. They're probably just doing their jobs. They probably don't know half of what's going on around here. The lab techs, I mean, some of them at this point have given it over and been like, well, we're this far in, might as well see it through. The rest of us, man, we've done so much damage. Just so much damage to each other, to this town. They don't even know it, half the people here. And then who knows what the hell we're doing to the damn universe. Anyway, get your brother, get your family. Just get the hell out, man.
That's the plan.
All right. So he hands over the key card, gives it over to Steven. You guys had that talk, and then like, guys, he said you guys know my daughter?
Yeah, went to school with her.
Yeah, we used to hang out all the time.
Yeah. I'll
Edward
show
will
'em.
refrain from saying she was a client.
Classy as always. Okay.
because this is the dude, the picture, right?
Yeah.
Allison.
Yeah.
I'll lean over. Not Allison. What's her name?
It's Melissa's fault. She chose to.
Alice.
Alice.
Yes, Alice. I'll lean over to Allison. Think we should show him the picture?
He knows just about everything.
Yeah. I'll hand over. Like, this is what kind of sucked us all into it. I'll hand him the picture.
Kind of takes a look at it. He's like, I mean, I know this wasn't. You can see tear kind of start welling up, and he's like, I know this wasn't my Alice, but I mean, I still tried to raise her like she was my Alice. It's hard, keeping up a relationship when every couple of days you never know if the daughter is going to come visit you or you're going to go to Shakey's with or something is the same one that was there a week ago. It's hard to stay connected to, but
Once you know, it's hard to not know.
yeah. And mine, I don't know where she is at this point. I don't know.
And
But she
Allison
didn't
will
deserve
speak up and
this.
just say, is there no one here that's willing to fight back and just put an end to this?
It doesn't work that way. Yeah. He kind of looks over at Llewellyn like, you've got to, you got to look to you.
Yeah.
You a military kid?
Dad was, Sarge just got me lined up once I graduate. Probably will be one way or the other.
People follow orders. That's how they're trained. They follow orders. And Colonel Chatham, he's not a guy you cross.
Okay. So, if we need to, just, stand tall, talk sternly, and say it's on Colonel Chatham's orders, get to it.
That could help. And those badges, you can probably talk your way through this.
Okay.
He's like, he kind of shakes the carton and holds it out to Llewellyn, like if you want to smoke.
I'm good.
Okay, I gotta pulls it back.
But thank you. That was nice to offer.
If we were to want to try and, maybe not just rescue Nick's brother and maybe stop this wild ride, what would we do?
You wanna break the machine?
I mean,
Maybe.
we do have a way.
Do you guys have a death wish on your hands?
I mean, no, but it was a thought.
Do we show him the thing?
What thing?
Might as well, the bomb thing.
Oh, okay. Where the fuck did you guys get one of those? He kind of looks at, Jesus, you're just fucking carrying this around like it's a freaking, oh my God, like it's a loaf of bread or something?
I mean, it's not.
Pop it in my bag.
Get it in
Been a
your
weird
bag.
couple of days.
Man, we carry those
I even
things
wrapped it in
around
a
in
shirt.
metal exterior cushion freaking containers. If even
Yeah.
a little bit of this cracked, man, this thing just explodes. It could take out a city block.
So,
Worse things could happen.
Or a sub crazy machine.
yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're headed with this. Listen, that's some chutzpah. I'll tell you that. That's... He kind of thinks about it. Takes another long drag, goes over to the blueprints, kind of starts flipping through them. He's like talking to himself like, no, that won't be enough. I mean, that's gonna get people. That's gonna get people.
I mean, we don't want to hurt anybody.
Is there?
Still, at
What if
the
we
end
have
of the day.
what happens if a fire alarm gets pulled?
We
know,
got
everyone has to
procedures
leave.
and things.
Right?
Okay.
Would anyone be in the room if the fire alarm gets pulled?
Well, I mean, fire is not enough for someone to abandon that post. I mean, that's just... I mean, you've heard the stories, right? Like, the nuke key guys, it's what we got down there. It's the same thing. You don't abandon it for fire. You go down with it. It's just how it is. It's what you sign up for. But you don't got to get all the way in, though. This thing, you don't understand what you guys are carrying around like a baby nuclear bomb right here. I mean, it's not... Don't worry. I mean, they'll kill you if it explodes. Don't drop it. It'll kill you. if you can get to the exterior chamber underneath lab C12, lay this thing, gets a couple support beams, the whole machine will come down.
Oh, you think we take it from the bottom and collapse it in?
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. There's gonna be fallout, man. I mean, it's gonna take out half the base. I don't know if I can support this. I got friends here.
Yeah, that's a lot of people that we don't want to hurt either.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
if
I'm
half
not
the
com-
base evacuates because of fire, like there might actually be a real fire, that would kind of solve that, wouldn't it? It's only the guys in the bunker that aren't going to go anywhere.
And they're probably the less innocent of the people if they're protecting that.
would
Like,
I mean, like,
okay.
you know, the lady we talked to and like this guy, they worked on it too, and you know, my first instinct isn't to, you know, want them to die, so just, you know, that seems like a little far.
Hey, I pull out my billfold, I riffle through it, and I pull out a picture of Chet. Who's this guy?
Oh, he's a real son of a bitch, that guy. Mr. Frickin' Private Sector Liaison. Chesterfield. Who the hell has the first name Chesterfield? It's ridiculous. It's the most obnoxious thing I ever met. I can't stand that guy. Yeah, he works private sector. He does some sort of liaison. He thinks he owns the frickin' place. He doesn't own shit. We make fun of him behind his back.
So this guy could get stuck in a fire and he'd be okay with it.
And I am not advocating killing anybody. But,
Hypothetically.
but if somebody had to get caught in one, I ain't shedding any tears for this guy. Real son of a bitch. He cheats all the time, too. Got these card games. Deals from the bottom of the deck. He thinks we don't see it. Can't stand that guy. Only reason anyone gives him any sort of respect is because he's friends with Chatham's daughter. That's the only reason.
Got like an
Otherwise,
inside connection there.
they'd probably punch his freaking face off. Listen, kids, I don't know. Like, if I hear a fire alarm go off, I guess I know to get the hell out of Dodge. Otherwise...
One more question for you, bud. I mean, it's not like we can just set this there and then like throw a rock at it, because, you know, we would get super dead as well.
Yeah.
Any chance you think we could get into an armory? Like,
Get into an armory. Get
Yeah,
into an
like-
armory. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
little block of C4 timer.
Okay.
Oh.
Sure. Treason isn't enough, but, you know, just homegrown terrorism that I'm supporting now. Okay. And he kind of like, listen, he's like, I showed you where it is. Like, don't go there. He's like, and he has. He's like, don't go to these places. Like, these places are no-goes. That's your call if you want to go there, but...
Okay.
Does the machine like shake or anything? If we like put it on there, it'll wobble off eventually, right?
You
We're
mean
not putting it on the
Is it
machine.
like a
Shifter?
washing machine?
the shifter is like 3 miles long. You're just getting in the central harness, taking that shit down. You take that down, the whole control panel breaks, cracks down, and they can't do anything with it. There's a reason no one builds to the east. That's all I'm saying. It's under the mountain. But no, you don't have to worry about the whole machine though. It's just that the control console. You take the beams out from underneath it, just sink that control console. I mean, that'll at least buy us a couple months.
Yeah, I was gonna say that probably doesn't actually stop it. Probably just delays it at best, anyways.
I mean, they've cataloged everything. You know, they've got all this kind of stuff. They know they could probably. I mean, they might even be rebuilding more of them in different freaking universes for all we know. But it'll help. And hey, maybe it's such a black eye. They take Chatham out of here and we get somebody reasonable running the damn base next time. I don't know. I can't see the future, kid. I could just see alternate dimensions.
So no on the remote detonator is what I hear you say.
Listen, I'm just an adult. I can't make these decisions. That's something that you teenagers have to make. I just don't get anyone killed if you can get away with it, please.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, our priority is Nick's brother. So just listen for fire alarms. We don't know what we're going to do yet.
All right. You got
Maybe
through
if
as a timer.
the kitchen has like one of those wind-up timers that shakes and vibrates. Like,
Sure. If you guys are
You
thinking
know-
about getting a timer, it's going to be a tinker roll, no matter what you get. Like it's going to be a tinker
Yeah.
roll to set it up.
We'll figure it out when we get there. We're running out of time.
Yeah, you better get this done before dawn. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning at this point.
All right. Let's get moving.
Okay.
Maybe we all need to have a conversation in private once we're out of this guy's earshot.
Okay. So you guys step out into the shadows again, move about, find like a utility closet that no one's going to go in. No one's going to pay attention to. It's just got like wheelbarrows and stuff in it. Who needs that at 3 o'clock in the morning? You talk free of this guy, but you have an idea of where Nicholas's brother and some other folks are being held. You have an idea of if you wanted to try to get down into the labs. So here's what I need from you guys. Tell me again, extended trouble again. What's your plan? Which one are you trying to do? And then we'll roll some dice and see if it works.
Oh god.
We got to get Nick. We got to get your brother, right?
Yep.
That's priority number one. If we can free other people too that have been imprisoned for being from the wrong universe, we got to save them as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got only 4 IDs.
Yeah.
Got
only 4.
But he gave you his.
So we've got 5 now.
5.
I don't
think
know.
Nick should probably stay the most hidden because he is the most wanted.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead or
Yeah,
alive.
but also, we need to get his brother out, and who's going to have the best, chances of talking him to come in with a bunch of strangers?
Got to be super sneaky. That's all. No problem.
I don't know
the
how much
twins know.
convincing he's gonna need to leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're
I
his
guess-
cousins,
Yours
Yeah.
cousins. Yours cousins. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and blow this joint up?
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm pretty sure I can work some kind of timer out on this thing. Let me see that thing.
But then we're going
I'm
to need
like
to start some fires and
Much
stuff
more
like that.
cautiously moving.
We don't need to start a fire. We just need to pull the fire alarm.
I mean, we probably really
These are trained military people. I think they're gonna need to see a fire, or they're just gonna think something happened to the system. I think we got to start something somewhere.
I mean, Llewellyn, you got gas cans, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I'll give you credit that you guys have like a big old like duffel bag filled with some supplies. So we'll say if you want them on you because you passed your roll earlier, you can have them on you.
Because I think, no smoke, no fire.
so
I
we should
think-
go ahead.
I was just going to say Allison's contribution will probably continue to be just kind of talking through, people that we come across.
Mm.
And just still again, we're probably going to hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the part
Uh-huh.
I was the most sketch on. Like, I'm cool with blowing this thing up. If there's a couple evil assholes running the machine, I can justify that. But we're gonna kill people, man, and that's fucking
Well,
heavy as
if
shit.
everyone gets out of here because of the fire alarm, the only people we're going to be killing are the ones that are really into it. Look, if we don't take this thing out, this is going to keep happening.
That's
It's
true.
going to keep happening every day. Every time one of these freak storms come across, every time someone gets bitten by one of these, it's going to keep going on and on
Yeah.
and on.
I've got I got one more problem for you here too, though.
What's that?
If we break this machine and they stay here tomorrow, then they'll still be here to look for us tomorrow.
That's tomorrow us's problem, man.
They'll still be here to look for us in 2 days, in a week, in a month.
I mean,
They, this is a here problem right now, but it might not be once we leave.
Well,
Like
but
I'm
once we leave too, they have their own, like, they've been kind of separate in their own bubble, right?
Yeah, but they still are connected to the government.
Yeah. Well, I
They
mean,
might
you've already
not be.
heard. He said he's pretty rogue at this point. I mean,
Right. That
I mean,
once
they're-
we
If they have people
pop out into a
transferring in,
universe that they're not from, maybe they don't have too much.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
we're not-
I
we're not
think
popping out into anywhere. We're there already. They just got
Right.
reinforcements. So I mean, like,
But
I
he
don't
did say
know.
that if anything major goes here, that might bring in oversight from outside.
Yeah,
Right.
if we make a big enough bang here, if enough goes wrong, the people that are really in charge of things that don't know what's going on are going to come down.
Yeah, like I'm more
Yeah.
okay with. He talked about the idea of like there was the support underneath to just it wouldn't permanently destroy it, and hopefully if we go with that route, we're taking less of a risk of hurting people. Because like I know you're smart, man. You are incredibly smart, but can we just be honest with ourselves of how often things have just gone completely to shit in the past few days? And let's not think so highly of ourselves to assume we're not gonna fuck up. So I would really vote we take the bare minimum chance of killing people. Please.
so. We got one vote with Edward saying do it, and one vote with Llewellyn saying don't do it.
And for me,
Well,
honestly, like,
Llewellyn's not saying don't do it. He's saying limit what we do.
maybe we
Yeah.
do it a little differently. He said the thing's real big. I mean, maybe we don't have to actually blow up the main console part. Maybe we just, cause a collapse further down the line on top of it.
yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
again, that should be enough to hopefully bring in oversight.
He did
And-
say that was under the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we set it off somewhere over there and see if we can just cause a collapse on top of the machine where there's probably nobody at.
But this breaking the support wouldn't necessarily kill a lot of people.
Well, it's in the
It's
base.
just pulling the support.
He said blowing the thing up would take out most of the base.
Mm.
Take out half the base. We'd probably take out half
Well,
the base,
first
which
we
is
gotta
why
get
you get
Brandon.
everyone out. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask then is, like, what are your goals here? Obviously, free Brandon, other folks as well.
Yeah.
But then is one of your goals to destroy the machine?
Or at least
So-
cause a
I
big
vote
enough
yes.
disruption to bring in new oversight.
Sabotage,
Or do
we'll
enough
say sabotage.
damage.
Sabotage,
to it,
yeah.
Right.
Okay. Sabotage
Yeah.
the machine.
I think
And
a
then
caveat of
the-
that is not harming.
Yeah, the intermediate step in between those
Right.
two is
Without
get,
harming people.
pulling a fire alarm, triggering the system somehow.
I mean, we might not have to use the bomb to disrupt it, right?
That's fair.
Like,
Mhm.
we can find any other way to take it offline long enough for us to pop out wherever we are.
Mhm.
Does that mean we have to get into the control chamber?
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Or cut whatever's going into the control chamber.
Okay.
Or maybe
gonna
we
be-
just use the gas and start a fire under the supports instead of blowing them up with the bomb thing.
Fire
Yeah,
alone
I've
probably
heard.
wouldn't do enough. You probably
Mm.
need something more explosive. So I have the three goals: free the folks, free Brandon and everybody else,
Mhm.
sabotage the machine, harming as few people, preferably zero, as possible, and then get out alive. I think are the three.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go into another extended trouble, and all of those little things that you guys were talking about, like setting the alarm off, making some kind of like explosive trigger device, like an IED or something that's small enough to cause harm, but not big enough to blow up half the base. These are goals that you should probably do during when it's your turn. Like I'll be the one who goes and takes care and like helps people get out of this, and so you're the one who goes to like who takes the ID and tries to convince the guards to let you inside or whatever. So think about those things, and that's the task that all of you should have. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So even if it's like sneaking into the chamber to set the device, or building the device, or sneaking to turn on the alarms, whatever it might be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pretty good at sneaking,
I am too.
Okay. So either you or I could sneak the device in and set it, but we got to get something for Edward to make the device.
It could be one of us goes to get the parts and one of us goes to put it there.
All right. So I would like a scene with Levi.
Okay.
All right.
Basically, I'm going to take Levi aside and say, hey, don't worry about this thing. I got it. Get everybody out. Get everybody out fast.
I was already thinking that, man.
Yeah, I don't belong here.
All right. I got your back on this.
Okay.
All right. So, because you still got the device, right? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell them whatever you need to tell them, but you just get everybody out of here.
So I'll tell you what, because I would be real worried that when everyone else figures out the secret plan, that it would be talking Edward out of it. I want to sneak off to like a kitchen or a break room or something. I want to steal a goddamn microwave.
Okay. So is this for like building the explosive device? Is that what you're trying to do?
There's no explosive device being built.
Okay. You just want a microwave. You're stealing a microwave.
I'm stealing a microwave.
It's the charade,
Okay.
like it's
It's the charade of
Gotcha.
giving Edward the cover he needs.
All right. So this is going to be your role for the extended trouble is rolling stealth.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, man. This is also going to be extreme difficulty. It would have been easier if it was just save the people, but because you're doing this extra thing, it's going to
Yeah.
be 24 successes again. Is what's needed. You guys have 3 re-rolls that were purchased by Twitch that are still in
All right.
play that we can use.
Oh my.
Don't
I
forget
got 2
if you-
successes.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Are you good with
Right.
2, or do you want to push?
No, I'm going to take 2.
Okay.
I don't want to stack more conditions on myself,
Okay.
just in case.
All right. So, Levi, you let everybody know. I think we're just doing like 100 bits, Veronique. Just 100 bits is fine. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, you're sneaking off. So you.
Is our chance to succeed reduced if one person doesn't need to get out now?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because like I don't intend to go get out. I'm just gonna take the damn thing, get like something that I know will breach it and cause it to explode, and just go.
I have indeed taken that into consideration. Otherwise, this would have been the actual tip-top difficulty, by the way. Yeah, so because there's either 3 times the amount of players, 4 times the amount of players, or 5. I went with 4. Otherwise, it was going to be 5.
Oh dear.
All right. So I've got 2 in the bank for Levi. As Levi sneaks out, he has the blueprints in his brain, no problem. He's got it all memorized. He reads sheet music. He remembers chord progressions, finger patterns, all that kind of stuff. He could remember the layout of a couple
Sure, we'll go with that.
rooms and some piddly ass podunk military base that's capable of shifting through time and space. And yeah, you get into the kitchen and there's people here. There's people that are setting up for they're starting to prep the meals for the morning. It's like maybe 3:30 a.m. So there's not a lot of people here, but there's a couple people that are already starting to prep up some stuff. But you're able to very carefully sneak in through the main door, which is unlocked at this point. That's the benefit, is that everything's unlocked because there's people up and active. And you get into the kitchen, like a couple of them, they got like headphones on, and they're like, you can see them moving and like chopping stuff up. You're waiting for their backs to be turned to you. They're turning on the deep fryers and things, and you go and you unplug a microwave, you scoop it up, and you just slowly back your way out of the cafeteria.
Yeah, just move like you're supposed
Beautiful.
to be there and they won't question it.
Beautiful. Okay. Who's going next? I put this is the final level music.
I like
the
it,
excitement music.
So there's still technically 3 of us that need to make some, 4 of us that need to make some big decisions.
All of
who's
you,
going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to the who's going to the lab,
Mhm.
who's starting fires.
And more than one person can do this too, by the way. Like you can like story wise, like more than one person can roll to it. But if you guys
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
save people, somebody at least one person has
Yeah.
to roll. If you want,
That's where I'm
just-
going
yeah.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say Allison's skills, like her best skills, are in like contact and charm.
Okay.
So if we're
Yeah.
trying to convince people to
Front
go,
person. Okay.
That's what I
I'd be
mean.
better
like,
at fire starting.
let's play to our strengths here. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So I heard that Nicholas is going to be on fire starting duty. Allison's going to go and try and charm some guards or something like that.
hmm
Llewellyn, Steven, clarify, what is it the two of you are doing?
I think I'm going to be going with my sister. She's probably the better talker, but at some point, once we do get the people out, we're going to need to move quickly. And we
Mhm.
know there's at least some kids there. So imagine a big part of it will be like literally just like fireman style carrying people out.
Sure.
And moving is if you try to like I've tried to wrangle my kids. You can't lead kids quickly anyway. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
You need to pick them up and run them out.
Okay. And then Steven, then what is your play in this?
I feel like we could maybe benefit from having a couple fires in a couple places.
Okay.
Because, either people are going to come into the fire or they're going to go away. And if we put the fires kind of at different places, maybe we can draw people away from the explosion.
Okay. So then we'll
So-
start.
Somebody's going to come to put it out.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming Bert, your role is going to be like a tinker to get the bomb going and everything. Yeah. Perfect. All right. So let's start with the fire, because I think it would make more sense if the fire alarm's going off and the fires are started for you guys to be able to talk these guards into letting you leave with them without them being like you can
Gotta
get
get
in
the
the
kids
room, but
out.
can you get out the room like justifiably? So why don't we start with that? So Nicholas and Steven, both of you have to roll and tell me what skill you want to use to try to help start some fires around the base.
I want to kind of travel far for mine, so I want to actually sneak so I can try and get further away.
Okay, so sneak for Steven. As you the two of you like kind of figure out on some of the blueprints that Michael gave you where you might be going. Steven, you pick a place that's a fair distance away from where all of this other stuff is happening. Perfect. Why don't you go ahead and roll it, Dan?
I don't know, this might be kind of stretching a little bit. I kind of want to do like a one ear on headphone for my cassette player. Keep me calm.
Okay, yeah, you have it in there. Sure. What are you listening to? What would Steven be listening to in 1992 to keep him calm?
Gosh, you're putting me on the spot for
We
1992.
did start the fire.
But we did. We totally did this time.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good one.
Little Elton John. Okay. Oh no, you're gonna do We Didn't Start the Fire. You can do some Billy Joel. Okay. All right.
Yeah, why not?
Go for
'Cause
it.
It's just perfectly ironic.
Dun, 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 dun,
All right, I'm trying to remember what that modifies my dice roll with.
+1.
+1. All right.
TLC 92. Was TLC together in 92? Can't remember.
Yeah,
I know. I
I
know
don't
mid
know
90s.
that well.
Do you want to push? Again, you guys are going to need to hit a minimum of 12 to be able to potentially pass this. You need a total of 24 to pass.
Yeah,
You got to creep.
let me.
Yeah.
God, I
Maybe I'll
love that
use
movie.
one of our re-rolls for this. See if I can start a little higher and then
Okay.
maybe push.
So, okay, one of the rerolls is burned, so we have 2 rerolls left. Go for it.
I almost never use them, so
I'm going to laugh if you come up with no successes. Okay, good place to start. Do you want to push to try to get more?
yeah. Let's see if we can squeeze just a little more out of this.
All right, do it.
Doesn't look like it changed.
2 more.
No, that's 2 more.
That is 2 more.
That's 2
Yeah.
more. You have
Mhm.
4 successes, Dan.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Dan, you had 3 successes the first round and 4 the second. Who are you? Who is
Yeah.
this
I'm
masked man?
I'm my imposter.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
Dan from one of
Obviously,
the
he's
parallel
from the
universes.
other
He's
Yeah.
from a different universe. Fantastic.
And I'm gonna throw in that I deserve an extra point for my beer.
What is it?
Beer to drink music to.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so Steven slips off. You go into the distances. Was there a particular place you were looking to start the fire, or is it just like somewhere away from the rest of the crowd?
I'm hoping somewhere kind of away from it. So I figure there's always going to be somebody going to the fire, and there's probably people who are going to go outside.
Okay.
So if I can take more people further away.
All right, we'll say there's some sort of like administrative offices, like just like kind of visitor center stuff that's near the front gate. Not the front gate like from the road, but You guys know that there's a series of checkpoints that you have to go on a fairly long road and a series of checkpoints to get all the way in. You watched our poor meat friend have to suffer some of that, but you go over to like this little visitor center area, and it's no one's there. You prop
Probably
open
lots of old pamphlets and stuff anyway.
plenty of paperwork in there. You prop open a window, sneak inside, and you start burning stuff, and you're able to get out without it alerting anybody. And you begin with like the slightly red orange flame in the window as you're walking away from it and sneaking, listening to Billy Joel on your Walkman as you do so. Nicholas, you're the other pyromaniac here. What are you doing to help set some fires?
Alternative choices: burning ring of fire for walking away.
So I was thinking about if you don't smell smoke, there's no fire. I think a great place to put a fire would be somewhere in the HVAC system that it just gets smoke everywhere.
Okay. All right.
So I would want to force myself into like wherever the main HVAC is for the building, and then try and set the fire in there.
I like this idea. I like this idea. Take a +1 on this. That's actually really clever. So yeah, go ahead and roll. Sneak, or are you doing something else?
Sneak or force, either way.
It's your call.
I was going to do force so I could use my switchblade again.
I think it makes sense. You can still use your switchblade with
find
sneaking.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't use it. Like, you could come up with a justifiable reason to use it. All right, go ahead and roll.
All right.
You guys are doing really well so far. 6 so far. You're ahead of the curve. Whoa!
Nice.
Look
3
at this.
successes.
You guys can't
Nice.
possibly fail now. Do you want to push for more?
Trying to jinx us?
Sure.
Yes.
Why not?
I want this place to
Yeah.
go up with you guys stuck inside. Oh, you got another one?
Wow.
All right.
Say,
You guys are up to 10
injured.
successes.
I burned
already.
myself a little bit.
Okay. A little bit. You burn yourself a little bit, but
Yeah.
you have started a fire. You have sabotaged the HVAC system to such a degree where it's just like it's blowing the smoke, and there's fire in the vents, and it's starting to cascade throughout the entire base. And it's at this point for Llewellyn and Allison that the two of you, like, you're waiting for your. I'm gonna presume you guys have like a meeting point to come back to escape, like back through the tunnels or something like that. So you guys are kind of waiting there. You know that that Nicholas and Stephen went off to do something. Levi was going off to like get something for Edward. And so Llewellyn and Allison, you head off, the twins, going to get their cousin and various other people. You hear the alarms start to go off, fire alarms. And that's your cue.
Oh boy.
So you walk up. You're both dressed in black clothing, I think we said, right? I'm presuming you've taken your homemade ninja masks off. Or do you keep them on?
It would clash
Okay.
with the ID badges.
Okay, so you show up. You got the badges. Which one of you has the Michael Chandler badge?
Luke can have it.
Okay. Llewellyn's
Okay.
got it around his neck. Allison's got one of the fake badges. No problem. We'll say that maybe you gave one to Nicholas, one to Stephen, and then one to either Levi or Edward, just in case. So you guys come up and you see that, yeah, there's two guys standing outside, kind of just hanging around, and they see you start coming up. And you can see that they're kind of on radio, like, hey, is that a false alarm? Maybe we come back on this. What's going on? Stand by. As like they're kind of getting orders. You just like hang tight. But you show up and they see you and like, hey, why don't you slow down there? What are you guys doing here? So how do you guys play this?
I'll do the thing where I like stand like just one step behind and slightly catty corner to my sister with just like arms crossed in front of me, just so it looks very serious and official, even though it's not. So whatever she says kind of has that imposing figure behind her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go into kind of a rapid, especially when we get closer, kind of a half jog, and just kind of go into, Chatham wants these folks moved. This is not a drill. And I'm gonna make up a letter number combination of like, we've got to get them out. We've got to pull them back to the secondary detention area, and kind of giving the whole spiel as to why this is directly from Chatham and they need to get moved right away.
Okay.
This is not a drill.
Charm? Is that what we're thinking? Okay, roll it.
Do I get any positives?
I'll
for
give you a
having the IEs or
+1 because
anything?
Llewellyn did say he's like trying to look like the muscle. I'll give you a +1 for that. That's fine.
Charm with a sprinkle of intimidation.
just some sort of validity. Oh no, we have
I
2 rerolls
will.
left. Do you want to use one of them?
Yes, I do.
All right, so go ahead and do that. We have 1 left.
I'll go ahead and push
Okay.
if I can. Can I reroll and push?
Yes.
Okay.
Got this.
Okay.
Yes.
2 total successes.
One more.
All right.
We're up to 12. You guys have hit the minimum, and you still got Bert and Jeremy to roll. You've hit the minimum. This is great.
Okay.
It's great. Okay. So as you they're like, what? Hey, they call like we're trying to get someone on the horn here. No one's freaking telling us anything. Like, what the hell's going on? Like,
That's why they sent us directly here.
Do you think Chatham wants you to be talking about this?
Do you smell the
Chat.
smoke?
yeah. And the other one's like, Harry, I actually do smell smoke. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, no, I don't want to piss off Chatham. Yeah, okay, yeah. Secondary detention center. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. And so they turn around and they open the door for you. Like, and then it opens up, and you get this like sterile smell just like wafts over you as it looks like it's just like a medical area. And there's a series of beds with all sorts of curtains between them, medical curtains. You can hear like lots of beeps and groaning and stuff as like there's various devices that are still running. You can hear ventilators kind of going off here and there.
No.
And when you look around, you can see that there are somewhere in the neighborhood of about 15 people in here, some of whom look just awful. Like their faces are kind of contorted, like their heads have suffered some kind of damage, some kind of swollen explosiveness. You can see people whose entire sections of their faces have just exploded outward, and they have these bandages covering them. A couple people they have their bites, you would imagine, in different locations. You can see one person looks to just have like a whole arm missing, and you see your dad laying on a bed in a corner. Can't see exactly what's wrong with him from a distance, but he's laying there. And you look over and you can see, holy shit, that's Levi's mom laying in one of the beds too. And there's Nicholas, and there's Brandon, and then there's Nicholas's parents as well, as they're all kind of here. And when you go up to them, you can see that some of them are injured. Some of them have like bites here and there. But others, they are literally like handcuffed to the beds. What would you like to do, Llewellyn?
Okay. Well, if we have anything here that they can be put on to be made mobile, are the beds?
The beds are
pushable?
mobile. Yeah. Yeah, you got to just mess with the wheels at the bottom and everything.
All right. Whichever one looks to be like it's going to be the most difficult to like move them, I'll move towards that, and then just bark at the other ones like, you move the beds, I've got this one.
Okay.
And then
Okay. And they're believing you. You're a freaking like 17-year-old kid barking orders at them, but you are acting like you need to be here. So what do you want to roll here?
Basically like overburden himself as much as possible. Okay, I'm
Picking people up. There are kids, and so like you can see there's
basically
kids.
like a
You
kid
see
over your
Nicholas's younger brother is here as well. Like his whole family's here.
Yeah, basically like literally toss kids over the shoulders, and then if somebody was on some sort of respirator, that's probably what I'll volunteer to push.
Okay. All right.
Anybody who can walk should try and walk on their own.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. What's the worst that could happen? Just drop a kid on his head.
You
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Don't get wrong from that.
All right. One
Okay.
success. We have one reroll left, and you can also just push.
Okay. I will go ahead and push,
All right. 3 total.
and then I'll use my shame,
Okay.
because my shame is my worthless father who can never be bothered to take care of his family. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to take care of him.
Yeah, as you go to get him, and he's handcuffed to the bed at this point, you can see he's got some bruises on his face, like someone kind of roughed him up a bit. And he's like, what? What the hell's going... Lou? What the hell's going on, Lou?
Shut your mouth and move.
But they He kind of looks around. He's like, okay, is that Allie? What the hell have you two gotten us into? Oh. And you can see he's just kind of holding on to his face at that point. And he's just like, just came right into the house and rifle butt right to the face looking for you, man. I always knew you're a piece of shit. Oh.
Yeah, that's great. You grab that kid's hand and put one foot in the front of the other, you old drunk.
So he reaches down. He's like, tell me what to do, boy. You're lucky. You're lucky your mom's not here to see this.
Yeah,
breaking
no.
and entering.
Worthless piece of shit. Move.
So he picks up the kid and he starts moving. Okay. So you guys are now up to 4, 8, 12, 16 with Bert still to roll. Levi comes back, finds Edward. You've got your microwave. What's the plan, Bert?
Plan is I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to detonate it personally in the place it's going to do the most damage. With it allowing people to get out.
Sure. I mean, at this point, you guys hear the alarms are going off like crazy. People are starting to pour out of their rooms. Like you can see fire from a couple different places. You see smoke just pouring out of the HVAC vents like crazy. Like whatever Nicholas did, it's totally working. And in the distance, like you can see the orange red glow of an entire building way off towards the front of the base where there's a whole mess loads of people running towards, and they're not even paying attention to you guys now because they're just concerned with the fact that whatever the hell Steven just set on fire is up in just an absolute blaze. So Edward, you guys know how to get there, so that's not a problem. So the question then is, you're looking for maximum yield. What were you thinking of trying to roll?
Either calculate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, that or tinker. I thought calculate made more sense.
I think calculate makes sense because it's trying to figure out not just how this explosive works, but how the machine works, so you can know how best to destroy it. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah, do it.
So before I head down the hall, I say, give the finger guns to Levi. It says, take care of them, man. Take care of all of them.
Man. Quick travels, bro.
All right.
I pop a couple of tabs, get my nerve up, start singing a little song as I go down the hallway. All right, so calculate. How does your shame work again? What does it do for you?
So I'm letting people burn it for an extra success if they want. So normally it's an automatic success, but you can use it too, like to get an extra success.
Yeah, my shame is like I am like a fail at anything physical, and like getting all these people out. I can't move. My legs wrecked. I'm just a burden.
And you're and you're like coming and you're having to go down like ladders, like maintenance shafts and stuff. It's just like, and you're trying to balance this explosive device so it doesn't fall while you're doing it. This is super dangerous. We have a reroll that's been banked. We have one more left. So go ahead and roll. Okay.
Failure. So I'm going to use the reroll first.
Okay. So use the reroll. So we're out of rerolls. Thank you to Old Twitch.
I've got a lot of conditions. So.
Yeah. But you still have your shame, so you're not going to fail. So that's good.
One success, so I can get 2 with my shame.
And you can push. You can just normal push 2 if you wanted.
But if you push, do you have to take the newest result?
Well, you got one success. The reroll, the push just rerolls the dice that weren't successes. So your one is already in place.
Okay. So I can just click reroll?
Yeah, just click reroll. Okay, so didn't get any new ones.
Successes.
So you got 2 successes, and off you go.
Yep.
So we're at 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. I need 6 more. So there's 3 people that are at the lowest. And so Edward, Allison, and Levi all contributed only 2 successes. So one of you basically has to fill up all of your conditions at this point.
I'm only 1 away, so it's not going to add a lot more if I take it, but I definitely will.
Okay. So you take it. So that's the automatic. So so you become broken. So how many conditions do you have to take to get to broken?
1.
All right. So we need 5 more, and you get another scar. Not that it
Yeah, I
matters.
break the other leg going down the last ladder.
Okay.
But I'm high as a kite, so I don't feel a thing.
Does he still contribute one more for checking the broken
He does.
box?
Yeah, I got it here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're down to so if did you have to do another condition before broken or just the
No,
broken box? Okay,
just
yeah.
the
So we're at 5 left.
Oh, okay. I
Mhm.
thought you were.
I've got 2 conditions and broken, so I can take us up to 3.
I can take one.
And I would do like maybe some guards catch on to what Edward's doing, and I stand my ground and fight them off. That way they can't get to Edward's task.
All right. You fight them off. They beat you up a little bit. And then like you manage to kind of get like a lucky swing on one of them and they just kind of go stumbling to the ground. And that gives you like the perfect opportunity to just run at that point. And so you're able to run and they're like, where the fuck did he go? Because everything's kind of pandemonium at this point because there's alarms going off. There's people running around.
Telephones ringing everywhere.
There's telephones ringing everywhere. You're hearing people say, I can't get anybody from set. Why isn't anyone picking up the phone here?
Every time you pick up the phone, it's like, I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
I called the fire department. Why can't the fire Yeah, they just can't get out. They can't get an outside line. Okay, so Levi takes 1.
Allison will take scared.
Okay.
Because Lou and our dad are kind of getting into a squabble, and she like is worried that that's gonna like break the cover of like us working here.
Yeah, you just hear
That's fair.
you hear him just mumbling, and the guys, there's those 2 guards that are still nearby. They're both helping other people out as well. They're genuinely trying to help people, but as you guys manage to wheel certain people out, and they're like, okay, we're gonna wheel these ones to the front, and so you can see them. They're going towards the front gate, but you're taking certain people towards your little hidden side entrance, side exit, right? But right as they're leaving, you hear your dad like just say like, it's bad enough that you're ruining your life. You don't gotta bring your sisters down with this too. Oh, or mine. Poof. He just kind of spits a tooth out at that point.
Gonna lose another one, old man.
You think you're big enough? I don't know.
Just shut up, both of you. Just
I'm
shut
sober
up.
enough.
Just shut up.
All right, so we're down to 4 required. Llewellyn, what do you want to take since we're in the scene? Is there something you want to take here to add to this?
Oh man, I was already upset. I'm upset, scared, exhausted. Trying to think of what could be something like I break my hand on his face.
You punch him. Yeah,
Oh,
you do
yeah.
punch him. And you
But,
break you break the other side of his face because he's one side of his face you could tell he took like a rifle butt like right in the face with it.
Like fractured or something. Yeah.
And so
yeah, just a thing like where you know, just too angry to like do it properly. He does mess up, but yeah, just
just
breaks
break
like
the
his pinky finger or something, just breaks it on his dad's face.
Can we take more than 1 condition to give us more successes?
there's no reason to get more than 24. All you need is 24. So
Okay.
yeah, I was assuming like because we were at that point where like if each one of the rest of the people other than
Oh,
Edward
okay.
take 1. So
Okay.
I'll give everyone like another chance to do like a little beat in their story before we conclude. Okay, so we've got 2 left. Steven or Nicholas, do either of you want to take 1?
Sure.
Okay, so what do you want to take and
Yeah.
how does it manifest, do you think?
Second here. Exhausted.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like you've on your way back, like you've had to take extra routes because there's people running at you. So you've had to like climb up on like rooftops of like these different portable buildings and just kind of lay down for a little bit and climb back down. Plus it's 4 frickin' o'clock in the morning and you've been up forever. Yeah.
This is an easy one. I went far. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Already tired.
Yeah. And you pass by what looks like 2 guards that are pushing like each of one of them have like 2 different beds that they're both trying to push, and like they vaguely call out to you like, hey, give us a hand, bud, and they don't stop you as you just kind of bolt and run and eventually catch up with Llewellyn and Allison as they're starting to lower the your family members down into the tunnel. Nicholas.
I can help out with that too.
Perfect. Yeah, and you could see like Llewellyn's like shaking his hand and his dad is like kind of bloody face at this point. Allison's getting
Well, it
between
sounds like
them.
my family's all there, so I'm going to take upset.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
You
probably
get
Forrester
what it
way.
would be.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
there and you realize and they start telling like they came and they were looking for you. Like your mom is like hugging you and grabbing you and like kind of pulling like oh my boys finally. She kind of grabs onto your older brother who's got like you can tell he's been stung. And like the side of his face, his neck is kind of like pulsing out, but it looks better than that one that you and Steven saw when you were sneaking around the hospital months, like weeks ago, I should say. Oh no, we lost somebody.
Oh.
She'll be back.
Melissa, why?
I'll just put it on that for now. That'll do for now. But yeah, you've got, so like Nicholas, you notice that you can see that like he's definitely suffered through something, right? He's suffered through whatever you've seen some of these other people have to suffer through with the bites. But they start telling you like they came looking for you, and they said that like you had something of theirs, and so they were going to take something of yours, and so they took us, and then I don't know. What the hell did you do? What have you done? It's just like kind of upset, but also like clinging on to you and like happy to see you. That complex mom emotion.
Oh yeah, I'd be very dismissive of like answering anything. I'm like, I'll tell you everything you want to know once we're out of here. But
your dad's kind of like looking over at you, looking over at your older brother, kind of doing almost the same thing that Llewellyn's dad is doing, but is smart enough to realize there's a better time for it. There's a better time for this conversation. Let's just get out of here first. Okay.
right.
All right. So with that, I think we hit 24 successes. I'm trying to stall for Melissa to get back here. So as you guys, those of you that are in the escape crew, you managed to get back to the tunnel. You climbed down the ladder to get back into that long kind of auxiliary tunnel that leads back towards the behemoth tower where like the radio antenna is, and they store like those giant robots are like stored in like this garage underneath them. And it's a long route. It's about halfway through. When you're halfway there, when you get to the part where where Edward had fallen and kind of broken his ankle, where those of you that aren't Levi notice that Edward's not with you. What do you do with that?
I'd ask if he thought we were doing like two groups, and if he's still waiting at some other meetup point.
With as banged up as Edward was, he showed me how to set the thing. He made a little homemade thing to short out their stuff. He showed me how to set it, and I sent him on off ahead because it was going to take him forever to get out of here. So he should be waiting for us at the end of the tunnel.
Sweet lie. Okay.
Okay.
Roll a charm test to see if you can actually, if that is something, and I'll give you a +1 because that was a reasonable explanation.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap.
Best roll I've had this campaign.
That is amazing.
So smooth.
And she's back. Let me just switch them really fast. Get the windows back in order. Okay. No, that's not right either. All right, we're good to go. So, as you guys are going down the hallway back to escape from the radio tower, you guys notice that Edward's not there, but Levi comes up and he just says, "No, it's fine. He's meeting us somewhere else." And it's in the moment, it makes perfect sense. Everything he says just makes perfect sense. And you guys kind of keep going. Edward, you're right there. You're underneath this like console, the console, the control console where this thing is. You saw a couple people that were moving about, so you know that there's at least 2 or 3 people around. What's the last thing Edward does or thinks before ripping?
So Edward's smoking a few cigarettes. He's looking down his watch, giving everybody time to get out. Pulls out a hip flask. It's got some nice whiskey in it. Hasn't touched in a while. Cheers his dad. He's like, "You did the best you can. Wish I could have met Mom and Chet. See you in hell."
You trigger the explosion, and this massive like yellow-orange light just erupts, and all of you in the tunnel feel what amounts to an earthquake as the entire tunnel engine starts to shake, stuff starts to fall. The tiles that have already been placed in the ceiling and in the walls and even the floor begin to rip. Some of the kids that are with you start to freak out. Your father falls down to the ground, Llewllyn, because he's just drunken and beaten up at this point. Your younger brother, Nicholas, is just like freaking out at this. Like, are we going to die? Oh my God, are we going to die? But like, then there's a couple cascade explosions. Like, as the second one happens, it's a little bit more distant, but you can feel the resonance as you guys make it all the way to the final of the final ladder by the radios. You start to climb out, like the ground still shaking, everything kind of, people are needing to be handed to one another to get up. And when you crawl up to the radio tower that's off to the southwest of the actual military base, you look over and you can see what amounts to like a massive, like almost like a fireworks display of this huge orange and yellow and red inferno that just has erupted around the small mountains that the military base has been built into and under. And it's at this point, Llewellyn and Allison and Nicholas and Stephen, that you all realize that Edward just lit the whole thing up.
That's the most explosive microwave I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Now I know why they tell you not to put silverware in there.
That's it, man.
Not to look at him.
So where is he meeting us?
Edward was the detonator.
Wait.
Piece of shit.
He, he didn't have much time left, and he wanted to go out on his own terms and stopping this thing. He could really make himself mean something.
Asshole.
Yeah,
Big asshole.
While, Tyrion,
yeah.
obviously.
He's a big damn hero. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
So-
look past like the horizon and see, because there's like that perimeter of
Mhm.
towers that's holding us,
Mhm.
and I want to like wait to say anything before or until after I look past that and see if we're out of it.
So it doesn't look like the explosion is not reaching where you guys are. It definitely like took out the embedded area underneath the mountain, but like where they, where the people live and stuff, like where like the barracks and stuff, or where you guys were moving about, that place is probably still, it didn't explode with it, but the mountain just erupted, right? As if there's like a cascade effect to whatever Edward did. You notice that a couple to the south, because there was one large tower that is sitting atop that mountain, that has been completely and utterly obliterated. And then there's another that's kind of eastward. And you can usually see, if you look closely and it's a clear night, you can often see the flicking black, or excuse me, the red lights, like kind of flicking here and there. And you don't see the one to the east. So you think that maybe that one also got taken out too. The one you're in, which is to the southwest, basically think about like the 6 o'clock position of the ring of these things. That one seems to be intact. It doesn't look like they exploded or anything there. It doesn't have come this far. That would have been a massive explosion if that was the case. But it looks like at the very least 2 of the towers were taken out, and presumably the very machine itself that was allowing for the shifting, which means that endurance is now anchored to this particular reality.
Right, that's what I was
Wow.
wondering. Like, can we see past the perimeter that those?
We've always
It's
been
dark.
able to see
You've
past
always
the
been able
perimeter.
to. Yeah, you don't. There's no dust storms. The real test is going to be when there's a dust storm later in the day. So
If
what?
there is.
So what I'll say is we'll presume that everybody gets to the car. Everyone goes and sees medical attention that needs it. There's emergency vehicles for days that are heading out towards like the military base at this point. Over the next several days, there's like helicopters that are coming in. There's high brass. It becomes a national news story about a small, otherwise unknown town called Endurance that just so happened to have a military base, suffered some kind of crazy explosion when an engineering failure has seemed to have sparked some kind of explosion of a long, like a space array, like where they're like listening to like signals is like the kind of cover story. There was some sort of engineering, and then the mountain itself had some sort of structural problems that compounded to create this effect. Fortunately, only about 6 people were actually killed in the process, and a couple dozen were injured, but there weren't like any sort of major deaths. Colonel Chatham certainly has a lot to answer for, so he's kind of going through a lot of questioning, and probably over the coming months he's going to have Oliver North like Senate testimony that he's going to have to do. So what I figure is I'll let each one of you kind of go through what do you think is like the closing epilogue for your character or their family. So we'll start actually with Bert. How do you think your dad handles this or moves on from here?
Couple things actually.
Yeah.
I think that, or I would like to write into it that this isn't actually my real dad. My real dad's, his wife died in childbirth. Chet into this whole, changing of realities thing said, hey, well, we can just grab your son from another one. And that's what they did. They took me from another reality when I was a baby, and he raised me. That's why I never knew my mother. I just saw a bunch of pictures and photographs. So he, I think he and Chet has it out. Guns might have been involved.
So a secondary story on the headlines that no one really sees, but like 2 men suburban gun shootouts, and like as the under the fold story that day.
Yeah. But secondarily, like all the rest of the characters, depending on how you play things out, many years later, a lawyer will knock on your door presenting you with paperwork that Doc helped set up. Edward had been investing most of the money he made into stock companies in your names. And when the stock reached a certain level, that was like the payday level, and like Doc was supposed to figure out where you guys were and give you this, all these stocks.
Nice.
So, he invested in like Microsoft and
oh wow.
Amazon before it was
Guys are
that, and all
rich.
these other places. Yeah.
Fantastic. Love it.
That's awesome.
Chuck, what about
So my mother that they pulled out of the thing, was that my mother from here or another mother?
So we'll say that you go back to Lupe and you ask if she can do that. And the thing is she can't now. The issue is that she needs all of the radio towers. That's what she tapped into. She tapped into all of them, with 2 of them being destroyed. She says, I can try, but I'm never going to be 100% confident in it.
Okay.
And so she'll go through the whole song and dance, and she'll like kind of appreciatively be like, you guys really blew that freaking place up. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
And turns out that she thinks it's your mom, but she can't be 100% sure.
Okay. I was hoping there was duplicates. That way I can be like, you two, you're your own problems now. But no, I'm finally going to hey, you need to go see a doctor or some shit, because I'm going on the fucking road. Now that I got some radio play, Scrag 121.
Yeah.
We're going on a tour.
Nice. So we'll say she does start to see, maybe she even comes to some like local shows. She start playing shows by the community college area to the north. Start there. Yeah. She comes and she sees him, and she doesn't understand your art. But
that's fair.
She's doing better, we'll say. What about Tiffany?
That reaction.
Oh my God! Can I come with you?
Oh.
Well,
you always have to date at least one crazy, right? That's
yeah. Well, I was just thinking, all good musicians, they always have that first wife that they step out on.
Tiffany.
So maybe things are great with Tiffany for a while, and then
okay.
Levi's head gets a little big, and he's a Rolling Stone at some point.
Sure. And then once you get that money influx, you could you don't even have to go to a label anymore. You can make your own music.
Yeah,
you got enough money. You don't have to be owned by anybody.
Right.
Nice.
There we go.
You
You take DJ Brewmaster, Mike, the brewmaster brewer, with you.
Yeah,
Bass
he's
player
part of the
galore.
crew. Yeah.
Okay. Joe, what happens with Nicholas?
So probably a lot of talking with the family to figure out what happened and doing his best to explain, but also attempting to keep most of it. He definitely wants to frame it in a way where like Brandon is the one who started it,
Okay.
and then they came after him. So yeah, he's kind of shamelessly trying to pawn off blame.
Well, I
to him.
think Brandon has been through an ordeal, your older brother. And maybe this is the ordeal, getting stung by some kind of mechanical bug that had nearly made his head explode, has caused him to see things a little differently now. See the error of his ways, recognizes maybe some of his bad influence on you guys. He's going to try to do better. It's not going to be all at once. He'll try. He also sounds a lot different and looks a lot different. Okay.
Yeah. I was curious of like how they're handling people that still have the injuries from.
Yeah, they call it as a strange explosion. They use the explosion of the actual military base as cover. Like, this is just horrible burns and things like that. These are burn victims. So they just use what's right there in front of them. The easiest lie. No problem. And I'll say, Nicholas, maybe at some point later in the day, maybe you and Steven go out and you like kind of look and just watch the edge of Endurance to see if anything happens. And although there's a dust storm, it's not a particularly terrible one. The dust storms you guys have been having over the last couple of years have been intense to the point where like they're so destructive. But this one's a little bit nicer, or not nicer, but it's lighter, it's simpler. It's just a kind of very quick,
natural.
Comes through, it's natural, and you realize there's no behemoths that are moving about in it. It doesn't seem to be augmenting those. And you don't see that weird crackling of electricity at the edge, and you're pretty confident at that point that shifting has stopped, at least for now, for the town of Endurance. Okay.
And then he'd be doing everything in his power to leave.
I think that's
Doesn't ever want to come back to this town.
easy enough to do. Easy enough to do. All right. Allison, how does it end for you?
So Allison is sort of she's much more of the heart and charm and connect of the group. And so I would say that she is probably, she's been fearing, it seemed just, senior year was going to be the thing that started to kind of break the group apart. But with Edward and then, with Levi and whatnot, I actually think her party going is going to get probably worse. And it's not just going to be kind of fun high school kind of stuff, but she's going to kind of get lost in some of the like drinking and whatnot for a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's rough, like the things that you two have gone through, with the stuff that you learned as well about your mom.
Yeah. And we don't exactly have a supportive
not at all
home system.
Not at all. On the bright side, I think you're one of your best friends, Summer. She's finally gonna, I would say, leave DJ, the bad influence at a certain point, and you might see that become even a positive influence as she starts to move beyond those issues as well. Okay.
Yep. That would probably be, if I do get out, probably be rooming with her.
Okay. Go up to community college town. Go to some Scrack 121 concerts and say hi to your old pal Levi.
There you go.
Llewellyn, how's it go
Yeah.
for you?
I think that very same night, he hands Allison the keys to the car and then just walks to Sergeant Beckett's house and keeps his promise.
You go in, you start talking. You see like this little montage of you sitting down with like a lawyer friend of Sergeant Beckett, sitting down with some of the cops and stuff that are, and you get into some trouble, but they manage to kind of take it down a little bit. It's like misdemeanor, nothing too crazy. Maybe Llewellyn serves like maybe a month or two in juvie to kind of get off of some of these other issues that he's had here and there, just to make sure he's free and clear. But eventually, you're able to get out. And I mean, Beckett, I would imagine, is probably giving you encouragement along the way, visiting you regularly, and trying to find something for you when you go out. Maybe, I don't know how would Llewellyn feel about joining the military at this point, but
I think in a weird way, like the guilt over the fact that against his wishes, like several people died. Like 6 is a lot in his opinion for dead people. A lot of people. So kind of like both in a desire to do the right thing, but also a guilty conscience, he does enlist, hoping that maybe he can get assigned to weird projects like this, and maybe he can go in a different way if you had a different sort of person on those projects.
Okay. So you do. And maybe you keep in touch with Allison and the others. Maybe you don't. You know, who knows what the future holds.
Yeah.
And then our lone wolf, Steven.
I know.
How does it end for Steven?
I don't know. I finally found my friends, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be that kind of weird go-between that, kind of keeps everybody together a little bit.
You went from being the lone wolf who's off to the side to the glue that keeps people together.
Yep.
Interesting arc. Okay.
Nice.
So then I have an idea then for the sort of final image. And it happened a little earlier, but it's just sort of the last image that we'll end this on. Imagine it's like late morning, the Monday after the explosion happened at the base. People are still kind of sorting things out. You see there's vehicles, emergency vehicles coming and going. There's Humvees, military vehicles coming and going. And the camera, imagine it's like a little movie moment where the camera just sort of zooms in on this one Humvee that's just driving its way, kind of dodging, pulling off to the side, these ambulances and things like that. Hey there, Q-Times. Thank you for the raid. We are actually just about to finish up our Things from the Flood, campaign. This is like the last moment, the last session. So, but we really appreciate you coming out and giving us that raid. I'm sorry, I was just reading Bert's comments up above.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the devastation is all it's taken care of. A lot of the fire has been put out at this point, but you can tell that there's still a significant amount of chaos. And so as we zoom in on this one Humvee that's just slowly driving its way out, we're gonna end the way we started, with an Alice in Chains song just coming on as like the little beginning of the ooh of Rooster just kind of comes on, like as we just watch the tires drive, and kind of you see it, one of the tires like hops over top of like some rubble or whatever, and like goes by the security, and you can see like the security guy just sort of like just gives a wave, and so the car just keeps going. You just see the Humvee kind of pull out onto the main road, and it's just driving past. We start hearing the first like the first lyrics of the song start kicking in as we're passing by what looks like the Bugs Be Gone and the Triple T Diner area that you guys broke into, the radio station. You can see like the crazy lunatic DJ guy up on the rooftop still like doing his peyote and talking about the Matrix, but still like the camera just keeps following the Humvee, and it passes by now into the downtown area. We go by Shakey's bar. We go by like the city hall where Nicholas broke in. We see like the King of Hobos, his anchor, kind of just standing on the side watching as the Humvee passes by. We still hear like Alice in Chains, Rooster still going. We pass by what looks like the high school, Endurance High School. Then we go by James K. Polk Elementary. We can see 4th and 5th graders are out in the field bopping prairie dogs in the head, as is the tradition. We see it pass by like the haunted like Willow Lights playground that we never really went to, but weird stuff happens, and that song's still just sort of blaring, he ain't gonna die. And it's just continuing to go, and then pass by the salt flats. And then as we go past the salt flats, we see where you guys first started, and the buildings kind of crumbled. We see him go by the "You're now leaving Endurance" sign. The camera kind of starts to dip in a little bit into the cab, and you can see there's a driver, but the driver's just sort of like limply hanging there. and it suddenly just starts to fall over, almost like it's deflating a bit, like just kind of flopping down. Like it's not fully, like there's no bones. It's just sort of like slipping down. The camera kind of continues to zoom in towards like the face of the radio, where it's got like the radio station 108 WXYZ. You can still see it, the songs playing from it. And from the seams around the panel of that radio, we see bits of meat begin to seep out, and we fade to black. The end.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And that is the end of Into the Dirt. Yeah.
Yes, it was meat the whole time.
There's meat.
Wonderful.
Meat lives. Meat lives. I realize that the people who rated it like, what the hell? Meat coming out of a radio station? Why is that? A radio? Yeah. Okay. So that is Things from the Flood. That was fun. That was like 10 episodes. It is always meat with me, which is funny because I don't even eat meat, which is hilarious. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some closing plugs then. See what everyone's doing this week. So Bert, you're up first. What do you got?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Steam Still Murder, or the podcast at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. This Tuesday, tomorrow night, we've got some first edition Dungeons and Dragons going on. Friday, we've got BX Dungeons and Dragons, and then Sunday, Gamma World, second edition. Saturday night, Goodman Games Official, doing some running Umerica there with some of the folks here as well.
Awesome. Chuck, what's going on with Defenders?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Defenders of Kobold. This Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central, Bert's running some Brindlewood Bay for us. Oh, no, it's Pathfinder. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I got my shit mixed up.
And
no,
you're running it.
I'm running it.
Yeah.
I'm running Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the second part of, what is it? Little Trouble in Big Absalon, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure. Friday, we're playing some more of our Alien campaign, All Fear the Ishtar. And like Bert said, Friday night, Goodman Games Official. He's running some Umerica for us over on Danger Stranger. What I think last thing is Sunday, 9 p.m. Central on Defenders. We're back at our Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign.
Awesome. And then Joe, your campaign. So when you back to yours? Yours is next Friday then? Your BF RPG?
Yes. The one after, yeah.
Okay.
Because we just did this one 2 weeks. So
perfect. And then Jeremy, podcast.
Yeah, Plugcast, PLEWD. Why not? I'm actually trying to convince them to check out that Something's Killing the Children you recommended.
Oh, it's so good. Something's Killing the Children. So good. It's the first 3 volumes. If you read Something's Killing the Children, it's a nice, tight, coherent story. And then like they've started to branch out into other ones and do other things. But like you can just read those first 3 volumes, which are all out now. I loved it. I like just kept reading and reading. Yeah, it was fantastic. Awesome. I got a couple other more I can recommend, but I've been reading like The Weatherman lately, but they're not done yet. I think there's like a 6th volume coming out and stuff, but Something's Killing the Children. Totally check that out. As for Melissa and I here on the Lollygaggers, we'll be back on Friday with more Delta Green. We're playing our Impossible Landscapes campaign. Things are heating up as they just went into a room that didn't exist, which is really always a fun sentence to say. And Saturday we're doing Wolves Without Number, so you can come back for that, which is like our sci-fantasy little hex crawl sandbox that we've been doing. Next Monday on the same time as Things from the Flood, we're going to be starting up Alien, our chapter 3, our Marine chapter. That's going to see, you'll see Chuck, you'll see Jeremy, and you'll see Melissa on that one. This group that you see here with Things from the Flood, we'll be back. I think it's like August 2nd or something, because we're taking a week off as in between, but we're going to start up a new game as we're going to be playing Ultraviolet Grasslands. So come back. I think it's August 2nd, and you can watch us make crazy characters in a Oregon Trail meets heavy metal psychedelia world. So it should be really, really fun for that. But that's it. That's it for us. Thank you for those of you who have watched Things from the Flood from start to finish. Thank you, whether you've been watching it live with us or on YouTube. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to Q Times for the raid tonight. Thank you to Too Old to Twitch for the bits that you dropped. That definitely helped them get over the hump because they really needed those extra rerolls. But we're gonna go ahead and do a raid. Let's see who's up. Pat, is Diesel Shot still up? It says you're still up. So I'm gonna assume since it says you're still up that you guys would like a raid. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So have a good night. Oh no, they're gone. Let's see what we got. Who is up and playing
Looks like
ttrpgs?
TT2KB is up, but I don't think
They're
that's
playing-
Doing
they're
video
playing
games.
games.
Yeah.
We can do Dork Tales. I got Dork Tales up. Yeah, let's do that.
I see Dorktail.
Yeah, let's do Dork Tales.
Thank
All
you,
right.
everybody.
So thanks everybody. Have a good
Yeah.
night, and we'll catch you later. Watch everyone's stuff this week. Yes, I was gonna hit you, Pat. That's a weird sentence. Yeah, we were gonna raid you, but it looks like we
That's
ended
what
around the
Jeff
same time. I just say weird sentences. Also, catch Pat and I tomorrow night on Garblack. We play some spectaculars. It's pretty fun. If you like meat, I play a meat hero, so that's great. So anyway, follow the raid. We're having fun. See you later. Bye bye.